Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to high school football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, and maybe I should say even a little bit beyond Mid-Michigan. If you're joining us from Ortonville Brandon, yeah, your boy's going to be a homer for the Clare Pioneers, but I'm going to do the best we can, and I'm going to give love to every one of those kids that are out here playing their hardest on at Kelly Short Stadium on the hallowed Herb Duramity Field. This is our Woods Household pregame show. It's Chris Bachman coming to you live from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. It's Chris Bachman on the mic. It's Chris Bachman on the camera tonight. So a fair warning to everybody. There's going to be a play or two that I am going to miss, and we also won't have a scoreboard camera tonight, so I'm going to be giving you that down and distance, the score, the time, a whole lot tonight. It's our first look at the Clare Pioneers taking on Ortonville Brandon, and this game just has a special feel to it because it's here at Central Michigan University today. And just a really cool opportunity for these kids to be able to come out here and play, as I said, on the hallowed ground of Herb Duramity Field. Other games going on in the Mid-Michigan area. Beale City is hosting Manton. Ithaca, big game down at Lawton. That was originally going to be our Week 2 game, but time, distance, getting down there, getting started on time, it may have been a really close call. And so we decided to switch things up to do this huge game at CMU here today. Big shout out to Robin, Jenna Faber, Mike McPike, and the crew for helping us get everything set up. And there's actually two games going on tomorrow. Shepherd is at Sault Ste. Marie, and Sacred Heart Academy is hosting Bishop Foley. And I'm not broadcasting either of those games, which may be a shock to a lot of people out there. However, the reason why, one of my best friends, Alan Marshall, and his beautiful wife, Ryan, they are tying the knot tomorrow, and for some reason they have the silly idea of they want this guy to officiate the wedding. And so that is where I will be tomorrow. A little bit about Ortonville Brandon. Last year, they were 6-4, but 2 of those 4 losses was to eventual D4 state champion Goodrich. Bit more about Brandon. As I said, 6-4 last year. 2 of those 4 losses to the eventual state champion. However, they have made the MHSA playoffs 10 straight years. But another but here, only 1 district title. And kind of another footnote here, Ortonville Brandon and nearly 200 kids bigger than Clare, which can be a big deal in the high school football realm. Clare with an enrollment of 459, Ortonville Brandon with an enrollment of 638. We're going to take a break here on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, we'll continue to get you set up. Clare, Ortonville Brandon, playing here at a very, very special venue at Central Michigan University. What a Friday night it's going to be. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. We have all seen this sticker, maybe in Mount Pleasant, Beale City, Ithaca, or Traverse City. There is a reason you see that sticker everywhere. That's because Dick Sova Auto Sales has been selling sharp used cars and trucks for 3 generations. Stop in to see the Sova family in downtown Shepherd for your next low-mileage, immaculate car, and see why they're known for over 40 years of fantastic customer service. Or you can view their inventory now at DickSovaAutoSales.com. Dick Sova Auto Sales, selling sharp used cars and trucks and supporting sharp student-athletes. Powell Frame and Collision knows we all spend a lot of time looking out the windshield. So if yours gets cracked, dented, damaged, or destroyed, Powell Frame and Collision, along with their expert collision service, now offers expert auto glass replacement. Working with insurance, they can replace all makes and all models, including new advanced driver assistance system windshields. Mention you saw this ad and you can get $100 off of your windshield replacement. Powell Frame and Collision, downtown Shepherd. over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical. Welcome back inside our Woods Household pregame show here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as we get ready for Clare Pioneer football as they take on Ortonville Brandon live from Central Michigan University's Kelly Short Stadium. Been here for a whole lot of CMU football games and a couple high school football games going back in the day. I believe it was Ben Brock's senior year when the Shepherd Blue Jays played here, and just an incredible venue and incredible opportunities for these youngsters to be able to come out and play at this really, really cool venue. You'll hear me say it about 50 more times tonight because, yeah, it is pretty special. Who's the favorite? Yeah, it's really tough to decide. These are two unbelievably terrific programs. As I said, Ortonville Brandon has made the MHSA playoffs the last 10 years. And so these two teams have hopes of having huge, huge years, and this is the stepping stone to it. This would be going into conference play 2-0 undefeated. And players to watch out for Clare, Brendan Burton along the offensive line playing linebacker, Jacob Halachek at wide receiver, defensive back, Mason Heinz at running back linebacker. Heinz had 150 yards and 3 TDs in their opener last week versus Grayling. Also watch out for Brandon Allen and Mr. Dane Alexander, who will be under quarterback, or Brody Allen, pardon me, not Brandon Allen, but Mr. Dane Alexander will be at quarterback for the Pioneer. Here is the national anthem coming up real quick, so we're going to send it right back out to a break. Back with more right after this. Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blockco Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies. Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, and just in time for the opening kickoff. Here it comes from Mr. Braden Humphrey. It's going to be fielded, not fielded. It's actually going to take a roll all the way back to the 1-yard line. And, very, very fortunate for Luke Hansen in Ortonville Brandon that went into the end zone. It almost stopped on the 1-yard line, or he would have just had to have picked it up. And, that could have spelt a lot of trouble for Ortonville Brandon to start this game. But instead, they will get the touchback and we'll have a decent field position to start things out at the 20 against the Clare Pioneers. And big shout to my buddy and best friend Adam Gursky, always helping on the camera. Not able to make it here tonight, but, 99 out of 100, he does pretty darn good. But so go a little light on your boy if the camera's a little bit of a struggle here tonight. But here comes things starting off for Ortonville Brandon. First play of the game, Albert Rowe, the senior, going under center. Actually, as I say that, it looks like it might be Evan Miller out there, too. Again, we'll get these numbers down for Ortonville Brandon. And I just went off of their captains and starters, assuming Albert Rowe, the senior quarterback, defensive end captain, was the starter there. But we'll continue to get you things roped away here with Ortonville Brandon, the Blackhawks, as we get rolling along. Here comes the first play of the game. Clare Pioneers lined up in the 4-3. Sabish out there in the middle of that defensive line. They adjust a little bit. Here comes a snap rolling out to the right as a quarterback. He's going to go long immediately. He's got a wide open player downfield, and it's dropped. Oh, boy. That one was right in the wickets out there for Mr. Tyler Schler, but he could not bring that one in, and so it'll be 2nd down and 10. A big-time missed opportunity there for Ortonville Brandon as this game starts off. And it does look like now lined up at quarterback, it's number 5, Damian Watton. And again, I might be getting this wrong. They're going under center this time. 2 wingbacks and a fullback, and they're going to jump off sides. And now I do see for sure that it is number 8, Mr. Albert Rowe out there at quarterback. I'll make fun of myself. I had number 12 written down. My apologies to everybody out there. But a big shout out to everybody tuning in, including at the TOT in downtown Clare this evening. And more love going out to our friends, Barberry Law. We're coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction, along with J&J Auto, the sponsor of our Collision Report. Here comes the 2nd down and 15 play after the drop and the false start. Going under center is Mr. Rowe. Takes the shotgun snap, looks to hand it off right up the middle. One broken tackle out there, and then, big hit out there as we talk about the J&J Auto Collision Report from Dane Alexander coming down from his defensive back position with a big hit on the ball carrier on the run there. That was Damian Watton, the 5'10", 185-pound fullback linebacker for Ortonville Brandon. Their 5 senior captains, Luke Hansen, Albert Rowe, Kurt Briolot, Dimitri McNear, along with Gavin Rochester along the line. Here comes the 3rd down and 10 play. Quarterback rolling out, throws in a little screen pass over the middle. It's going to be really close to 1st down yardage. Might actually make for a tough decision here if you're Ortonville Brandon. It's probably going to be 4th down and 1 or so. Let's see exactly where they spot it. And it is going to be 4th down, but very, very short. Brandon lining up like they're going to go for it. It's going to be a quarterback sneak. Let's see if they got it. I think the extra effort is going to push the pile forward enough for 1st down yardage for Ortonville Brandon. But again, a big, big risk there from the Blackhawks of Ortonville Brandon deep in their own territory, going for it on the 4th down and short. Again, they come out of that Flint Metro Conference playing against some really strong teams. Goodrich has been kind of the class of that conference the last couple of years. Rowe's going to go back under center. Fullback right behind him, looking to run kind of a jet sweep wingback handoff here. Familiar with what you see in Beale City. Big-time running room right up the middle with Luke Hansen on the carry. He's going to have 1st down yardage. So 5 plays, a couple of 1st downs now for Ortonville Brandon as they're moving the football well against Clare. Clare had them backed up to a 2nd and 15, but we're not able to take advantage. Pistol formation now for Ortonville Brandon. Kind of 4 linebackers now at the line of scrimmage. Blitz off the edge. Running back's going to get away from the initial tackler, but it's a nice job of everybody kind of gathering together to bring down the ball carrier. Gunnar West kind of initially turned that play back inside. And starters for the Clare Pioneers defensively. Along the defensive line, Cage Greenfield, Cooper Wysen, Hunter Smith, and Dylan Cruzcamp. Linebackers, Luke Galvasi, Gunnar West, Brandon Burton, and Mason Heinz. Heinz could possibly also drop back to play a little defensive back as well. And in that defensive backfield, it's Conan Weeks, Talon Hurd, and Jacob Halachek. Little counterplay here. Handoff is going to go once again to their lead back, Luke Hansen, it seems like at this point. And he's going to have decent yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd down, I imagine, here. We'll see where the spot is. It's going to be 3rd and short here for Ortonville Brandon. Well, back under center is the quarterback Rowe. They hand it off to the fullback. He's going to have 1st down yardage as he plugs ahead for a couple yards. Now 7 plays, 3 1st downs for Ortonville Brandon. Again, this is what I expected from this team. They are going to come in very strong in the trenches, and they're showing that right now against Clare. Again, you have Heinz kind of dropping up to that linebacker position. Now a little bit more of a 4-4 look from Clare. Handoff looking to go to the outside is Luke Hansen. He spins around 1 tackle. He's got 1st down yardage. Again, it seems like Hansen is going to be that lead back, and he is very, very slippery out there. It's going to bring up 1st down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon. This will be play number 9 of the drive. They have picked up 4 1st downs. They started at their own 20. They've marched it right down the field against Clare. Clare was up 39-7 last week versus Grayling before Grayling put up a couple more touchdowns. Little miscommunication here. Handoff goes to the fullback. He breaks a couple tackles. Halachek's going to bring him down, but it's still a really solid gain out there for Ortonville Brandon. I'm going to see it might be 1st down yardage once again for the Blackhawks. Nope, it will be 2nd down, but 2nd down and short. Play number 10 of the drive coming up for the Blackhawks of Ortonville Brandon. In the gun this time is the quarterback, Albert Rowe. Lined up right behind him is the fullback. Looking to get something going now on the sweep. It's not going to be there. Excellent play from the Clare defense. Trying to find some running space was Kurt Briolet, but it closed up quickly. That's going to bring up 3rd down. We'll call it 6 now. That's the first tackle for loss we've seen from Clare. And didn't see exactly who was in on that tackle, but there was a whole lot of defenders around the ball there. Shotgun look this time for the quarterback Rowe. Lined up in the backfield with them is Dimitri McNear. I believe we're going to have a false start here. And if you're Clare, this is where you need to take advantage of the situation. Now, you had them backed up in a 2nd and 15. They were able to pick it up. Now you've got them 3rd down and 5. There's 8:03 left to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Clare 0, Ortonville Brandon 0. And it will be a false start to back up Ortonville Brandon. So now if you're Clare, you've got Ortonville Brandon at 3rd and 10. They threw the ball on the first play of the game. They had a wide open receiver down the field, but it was dropped. Since then, they've kept it on the ground. They've been very, very successful. Looking to the sideline for the play is Albert Rowe. He's got it. Ortonville Brandon lines up. 3rd down and 10. We're going to have a timeout on the field coming from Ortonville Brandon, I believe. Yep, it is a timeout coming from Ortonville Brandon. The 11th play of the drive coming up, 3rd down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon, kind of in that no man's land. Unless you've got a kicker who's ready to sign a D1, D2 scholarship, you're going to be going for it here on 4th down. And so going back to my days, talking with some of the old guys on Buck 92, and I just remember always saying, if you're going to go for it on 4th down, maybe you keep it on the ground on 3rd down, because if you don't pick up anything, you're looking at a 4th and 10. You get 5 or 6 yards here on a run play. That'll change everything. Let me thank some more of our great sponsors here today. Blockco Pools and Spas. Today would be a good day to have that hot tub, that jacuzzi out back and relaxing with that fall weather. Also love going out to Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill. We'll be talking about the timber of the game, who's standing up out there on the offensive and defensive line. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and our friends Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Here comes the 3rd down and 10 play for Ortonville Brandon, just inside their own 30. We are scoreless with 7:53 left to go in the first quarter here at CMU, Clare, Ortonville Brandon on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Shotgun look. McNear lined up right behind. They will throw here on this 3rd down and 10. Going downfield. It's one-on-one coverage out there with Halachek. He knocks it away. Big-time defense from Jacob Halachek, the senior, with the wide receiver every step of the play. And that's why I feel like you should have run it on that 3rd down play. Now you're faced with 4th down and 10, and this would be a very, very difficult kick for any high school kicker here. I don't think we're not going to see Brandon punt it from inside their own 30. Lined up in the shotgun once again is Albert Rowe. Rowe in the gun behind him. Fullback. Look to throw a little bubble screen now. Big time open space, but it's not going to be converted. Clare gets the shutdown out there on the tackle. Waiting for the other youngster to get up. Big-time play out there coming from Dylan Cruzcamp along with Gunnar West. That is going to turn over Ortonville Brandon on downs. We do have a player down right now for a moment, so we'll send things over here to the scoreboard for a minute. You can, again, kind of gives you a shot of, you can see where all that score stuff is across the bottom, but not a camera shot that I would really be able to give you there. And they do now have the 1st down thing marked off. They haven't really changed the yard marker where they're going, but it will be 1st down and 10, Clare. Yeah, both teams kind of gathering on the sidelines right now. 1st down and Clare, 1st down and 10 for Clare coming up. And so the 4th down and 10 gets shut down just inside the 30-yard line, forcing Ortonville Brandon to turn it over on downs. Clare gave up some solid runs on that play. Looking really strong out there was Luke Hansen when he was carrying the football. But Clare, the defense stiffens up. When you need to, they get the turnover on downs. Our score remains 0-0. Clare will be taking over their own 22-yard line with 7:41 left to go here in our first quarter. And the way that drive was going for a couple minutes, it looked like Brandon was just going to take it right down the field and be able to punch it into the end zone. But then they get backed up. Clare is able to take advantage of them getting backed up, and they are able to get the stop, and they will take over 1st down and 10. We'll take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as we still have a player down on the field, and thoughts, prayers going out to that youngster. And injuries happen in football. They happen in life as well. That's why when those injuries happen, you need to call my main man, Joe Barberry. I always like to say, don't call some 1-800 number and talk to somebody you don't know. Call Joe at Barberry Law Firm. Every case they take personally. You're going to hear from him and some of our other friends. We'll be back with more Clare football right after this. First quarter, Clare's ready to take over 1st down and 10 on their own 22-yard line with 7:41 left to go. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barberry. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barberry Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barberry Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barberry. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are still in an injury timeout right now for the Clare Pioneers. I went over their defense as the game got started. Now kind of run through their offense here a little bit. Across the offensive line, you've got Cage Greenfield, William Tate, Peyton Duncan under center or at center, Nick Sabish at right guard, and at right tackle, Mr. Hunter Smith. You'll also see Brendan Burton and Gunnar West coming in playing some offensive line as well. Catching the ball, running the ball. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of names here. Parker Smith, Conan Weeks, Talon Hurd, Blaine Bigelow, Donovan Hoogerhide, Braden Humphrey. Some guys you're going to hear catching the ball, but kind of the three main guys. Dane Alexander is under center at quarterback. Behind him, running the ball, Mr. Mason Hines, who had 150 yards and 3 TDs last week. And in the slot, one of the fastest players in the Mid-Michigan area, Mr. Jacob Halachek. We are ready to go. First down and 10 for the Pioneers. Lining up in the gun is Dane Alexander. Next to him is Mason Hines. In the slots, you've got Weeks and Halachek. Lined up wide, you've got Smith and Talon Hurd. Just kind of waiting for that whistle. Tell them we are ready to go. Alexander lined up in the gun. As I said, Hines right next to him. Man in motion is Halachek. They kind of fake it to him, use him as a little bit of a decoy. Hines has got big running room across the 40-yard line before he's brought down. Big-time 15-yard carry on the first play of the game for Clare, and you can hear that crowd roar a little bit. A great Clare contingent here at Central Michigan University. And very similar was Brandon. Well, not similar, but Brandon started off with what could have been a big play. Clare with a big play. They look to hand it off. It's going to be a false start going against Clare this time. Several guys moving early for the Pioneers. But a great start, the first play of the game. Mason Hines scampering for about 14 yards or so to give Clare a whole lot of confidence on that offensive line. And whenever you can run the ball 10, 15 yards on your first play of the game, that's just going to change everything that you do. And already a Garrison Zucker touchdown run, 22 seconds into the game. Beale City up on Manton 7-0. Chad Fletcher will be providing me updates from that game, and Dave McKinney all evening long. Shotgun look, they hand it off to Hines. He looks to get that outside edge. Got to make a man miss. Kind of scampers by him. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Considering the running room that he had, did a really nice job there. That's going to bring up second down and probably still, actually, they're not going to give him a great spot. No, actually, they do move it way forward with the spot. It's going to bring up second down and 9 now for Clare. There's 7:17 left to go in quarter number 1. This is the first possession of the game for the Pioneers. Staying in the gun is Dane Alexander. Hand off to Halachek on the jet sweep. He's got to cut it back inside, makes a couple guys miss before he's brought down on the play. Solid run there from Halachek. It's going to bring up third down, but very manageable here at third down and 2. And we did see a fourth down conversion to start the game for Ortonville Brandon. Definitely could go for it here if you're Clare. They send a man in motion once again. The handoff goes to Hines. He's got big room up again up the middle. A hole so big you could drive a modular home through it. First down yardage there for Mason Hines. His second carry for a first down on this drive for Clare. Clare working in a hurry, right back in the gun. They've already got the signal from Coach Spranger from the sideline. Hand off to Hines. Now Alexander's going to keep it. He's going to be brought down in the backfield. Excellent pursuit that time from Ortonville Brandon. In on the tackle was a Beaumont. We got the 6th play of the drive coming up for Clare. First time they've really been behind the chains here at second down and 14. 6:23 left to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless with Clare and Ortonville Brandon. Brandon's first drive was 12 plays, 4 first downs. Went for it 4th and 10 just inside their own 30. Did not get it. It was a completion. Probably got it about 2 or 3 yards short. Nice job rallying to the ball by Clare to get that turnover on downs. Here comes the second down and long play. See if we see Alexander go to the air here. Man in motion is Weeks. It's an option play. They pitch it to Weeks. He's going to be turned outside. Now turns it back up. He's going to pick up decent yardage, all things considered. Again, my bad there on the camera. Boy, doing the best he can here. But we'll continue to get better as that game goes on. We do have a flag on the play as well. And it does look like the Clare coaches are clapping because of the flag. We'll see what it is called. And always talk about the best seat in the house, brought to you by Woods Household. They're not sitting down, but those officials out there always got the best seat in the house. It's actually going to be a hold going against Clare. And so what would have been a third down and decent, I will say, is now going to have them backed up a little bit more here. So haven't seen Clare go to the air, but very capable of doing so. Smith, Weeks, Halchek, Hurd. Also Hines very capable of catching the ball out of the backfield with the junior quarterback, Dane Alexander. It's a sophomore starting point guard last year for the Pioneers on the basketball court. Also did a great job. Baseball played the slot last year with Jaden Arthur under center for Clare. 4 wide once again. It is now second down and a mile. Second and 25 for Clare. Alexander drops back. They fake one. Now they look to go long down the sideline. Smith is out there. The throw is just a little too long. What a play design there from Coach Spranger. They fake the bubble screen to the speedy threat of Halchek. That allows some one-on-one for Parker Smith. He got behind his defender, but the throw from Alexander was just a little too long. That's going to bring up third down and 25 for Clare. So they're lined up at their own 43-yard line. They've got to get down to the 32 or so of Ortonville Brandon. That math, may not be right. But it's third and 25 for Clare. Here comes a shotgun look. Alexander looking to go long. He cranks it deep. One-on-one coverage out there. It's caught by Halchek for a first down. And again, if you're watching this game up at the TOT and I missed that, my bad. But what a pitch and a catch down the sideline from Alexander to Halchek. Big-time play there on third and 25. You convert from Alexander to Halchek, and now Clare is in business. Handoff up the middle. Not a lot of running room there. Actually, as I say that, it's a really good spot to be second down and 5 now. We're still scoreless with 5:23 left to go in the first quarter. Clare 0, Ortonville Brandon 0, obviously. Second down and 5 for Clare. Now in the red zone. Handoff to Hines. He looks to get that outside. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Big-time run there from Mason Hines. It's going to bring up third down and short. Hines did a great job there, just staying alive on that run, keeping his feet moving to pick up extra yardage. Waiting to see where the ball is spotted. It's going to bring up third down and 2, 4:50 left to go here in quarter number 1. Clare looking to get on the board first here at CMU, Herb Duramity Field, Kelly Short Stadium. Alexander hands it off to Hines. Hines looking to pour it to the outside. Nothing there. He's going to be pulled back by a few Ortonville Brandon tacklers. That's going to bring up fourth down. And woo, tough call for Coach Steve Spranger. I think you're going to go for it here. You do have the kicking talents out there of Miss Abby Boyd along with Braden Humphrey, but it looks like Clare's going to go for it here. It is going to be fourth and very, very short. They will stay lined up in the shotgun. It's Alexander, it's Hines. They've done a great job running the little option play. They hand it off to Hines. He's got first down yards as they plug it up the middle for their fourth first down of this drive. That was the 11th, 12th play. Again, the Spockman math is never absolutely perfect. You need to, go work with Ms. Bukovich out in Beale City to get that down. But it is first down and 10 for Clare. They are just outside the 10-yard line, so they could still pick up a first down without getting into the end zone. They look to throw. A little bit of a fade route out to Halchek. It's going to be incomplete. Don't mind that play at all there. It's going to bring up second down, but again, you can still pick up a first down without getting into the end zone here if you're Clare. Halchek from his slot position just kind of ran that little flag pattern to the corner of the end zone. It was a decent job by the defensive back, Dimitri McNear, one of the captains for Brandon, to get some hands on him. Man in motion, they hand it off to him. Looking to find that outside edge is Conan Weeks. He's not going to be able to get there. The ball comes loose at the last moment. Clare is able to recover it. So that's going to bring up third down. We do have a flag in the backfield, it looks like. We'll see what that call is. So Clare just faced a 3rd and 25 moments ago. They were able to pick that up. Now facing a little bit of a difficult situation near the goal line here versus Ortonville Brandon. Alexander goes to the sideline, comes out with the play. And again, I think I see a flag down there. There's some yellow laundry out there at least. Kind of zoom in on it here. Like I said, believe that's, it's flagged. And it will be a penalty going against Ortonville Brandon. Or I believe so. So I saw the white hat kind of pointing that way, waiting to see him mark off some yardage here. Right now, as it stands, it'd be 2nd down and 10 for Clare from the Ortonville Brandon 13-yard line. And all the officials kind of huddled up together right now, making sure they're all on the same page. Give me a moment to thank some of our great sponsors like Mount Pleasant Public Schools that are hiring bus drivers. I also need subs, parapros. Go to mtpleasantschools.net to get started. It's going to be a personal foul going against Ortonville Brandon, and so that will give Clare a 1st down and goal. So that's one of those you write down big plays on this drive. I'm just writing down a PF that led to a 1st and goal for Clare. That's going to be a big deal. They've now got it. Well, actually, it still says 2nd down over there, and they didn't give them all the yardage. But, hey, regardless, Clare's in a good spot. I'll say that. They pitch it out to Weeks. Weeks looking to get the outside edge. He's got a spin inside. He's going to be brought down at the 6-yard line. 15th play of the drive coming up, and I'm going to mute myself here to see if I can figure out what happened. All right, so me and Clare coaches are on the same page here. We still don't know why it's 3rd down because there was a personal foul call. It should be 1st and goal or 2nd and goal, but let's see what happens here. Man in motion is Weeks. They hand it off up the middle. It's a great fake. They give it to Weeks. He's going to be into the far side of the end zone for a Clare Pioneer touchdown. Big run there from Conan Weeks as he gets into the end zone. Clare gets on the board with the Weeks TD run. It is 6-0 Clare. We'll see if they can come out and get the extra point. And again, a little bit of confusion there. However, it's all for naught. Clare punches into the end zone. Does not really matter. And also a little confusion. This guy will continue to get better with that camera work. I got to make sure I watch here on my screen, not out on the field. Out there for the extra point, Mr. Brady Humphrey. Or Braden Humphrey, pardon me. Out there on the hold is Alexander. Kick is up. It is good. 7-0 Clare. 3:28 left to go in the first quarter. After getting the 4th down stop, they march 15 plays or so right down the field. A huge 3rd down and 25 conversion. Alexander to Halachek. That so far is our Bills custom fabrication of the game. Weeks finishes it off with a TD run. Clare leads Ortonville Brandon 7-0. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
We've Rich Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
A little bit of a flubber kick by Clare there. I promise you didn't miss much. It was fielded near the 40-yard line, returned for about 2 or 3 yards. This is a big drive right here, if you ask me. Ortonville Brandon taking over near midfield with 3:24 left to go here in our first quarter. They've got it at their own 44-yard line. Last time they had it, they went 12 plays, ultimately turned it over on a 4th down and 10 just inside their own 30-yard line. Back in the gun is the quarterback, Albert Rowe. He really looked like he can toss it. You're going to fake the handoff, throw it over the middle. It's going to be incomplete right through the wickets of a wide receiver. There was a lot of, fire on that throw. Went right through the hands of Briolet. Halachek had a chance to almost turn back and get a hand on it from a safety position, but it is going to be incomplete, bringing up 2nd down and 10. And since Clare has gone from the 4-3 to the 4-4, it really seems like Ortonville Brandon is going to try and bring the passing game here. Send a man in motion. They fake the handoff, look to run up the middle. Nowhere to go. Big-time defense out there from Cruz Camp. Dylan Cruz Camp, the tight end, defensive end, with a big play there to bring down the ball carrier after the fact. Big tackle there from Cruz Camp. Not exactly your J&J Auto collision report, but a big-time play there. Not biting the handoff fake to the speedy Luke Hansen and being able to get down the quarterback right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon. This is a big play right here. Fake the handoff. Rolling out, looking to throw. There's a man downfield. They go shorter. It's complete for 1st down yardage. With the catch is the aforementioned Luke Hansen. And an excellent throw there from Mr. Albert Rowe. And it seems like Hansen, Rowe, McNear, Watton are going to be the guys offensively for Ortonville Brandon here so far. Going under center this time, kind of the Beale City formation, I'll say. They hand it off to the fullback. No running room out there. Gunnar West in the backfield again. Gunnar West has been everywhere defensively for the Pioneers here at the beginning of this game. 2nd down and 11, coming up. 2:20 left to go here in quarter number 1. Clare leads Ortonville Brandon 7-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It's Chris Spockman on the controls. It's Chris Spockman on the mic. It's Chris Spockman on the camera tonight. Big shout out to my buddy Adam Gursky. He usually makes all these games, but was not able to be here for this one. Shotgun look, 4 wide this time for Rowe. Fake the handoff. They pull it back. Now he's running for his life immediately. Cruz Camp giving chase towards the sideline. He trips him up and brings him down. That's the 2nd big-time tackle for Cruz Camp on this drive. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Big-time tackle out there from Cruz Camp. We have seen the wheels. They're very, very impressive from the quarterback, Albert Rowe. It kind of did that thing where you flick out, you just want to catch their heel and send it back into the other leg. That's what happened there. Big-time play. Pistol formation. 3rd down and long. Send a man in motion. Dropping back now, looking to throw. They're going to launch it way downfield. There's a lot of defenders and a wide receiver out there. It's caught. Oh, it's incomplete. Staying with it defensively is Halachek as he breaks it up. What a defensive play from Clare. But I got to give some credit. What a throw from Albert Rowe. That one looked like it was right in the lunch basket, but staying with it all the way was Halachek to force the incompletion. That's going to bring up 4th down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon. We saw them go for a 4th down and 10 about 15 yards ahead of where they are right now, and it does look like they're lining up to go for it. Clare's going to kind of drop back into somewhat of a nickel. You kind of take 2 of your linebackers and just drop them back a little bit to safety positions and essentially a nickel back here on this 4th down play. There's going to be 4 wide for the quarterback, Albert Rowe. This is a big play in this game right here. Clare can really take all the momentum away if they're able to get a stop here. We've got a timeout on the field coming from Ortonville Brandon. A good timeout right here. We're going to keep things right here. Do not want to miss this 4th down and 10 play. And I'll make the joke of, it's 60 seconds for a timeout, but it's not always exactly 60 seconds. Or if this cat rambles on for a little bit too long, it could be some trouble. More love going out to our friends. Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai, Banga, and Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunker Insurance Group, Farm Bureau Insurance, Block Electric, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pure Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, along with our friends at G&S Mechanical. Timeout still going. We'll continue to roll through. Show the love. Kenneth Egger, DDS. Dance Again, Dress Consignment Shop in Wademan. You still need your homecoming dress. You don't got to go far to get it. Just go talk with Kara Lynch over at Dance Again, and she will get you set up. Also love the Isabella Community Sportsplex, Kenneth Egger, DDS, Smith & Sons, Beale City Village Store, Sydney's Judges Bench, Dog Central, Barry Funeral Home, Boomer's Lawn Care, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, almost up north in Stitches for Britches, your Clare Pioneer Gear headquarters, along with the friends at Shavers Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, and the Fisher Companies. Here comes the 4th down and 11 play. In the gun is Mr. Rowe. He drops back, looking to throw. He's going to launch it downfield once again. He's got a receiver behind the defense, but the throw is a little too long, and kind of getting turned around a bit on the play was the wide receiver, Dimitri McNear. So Clare will get another turnover on downs on 4th and 10, and they will take over near midfield. They lead it 7-0 with 1:02 left to go in our first quarter. And Ortonville Brandon looks like a strong team. Just Clare able to take advantage of a couple mistakes. A lot of credit on that drive has got to go to Mr. Dane Cruzcamp, because he was, or pardon me, I'm looking at the wrong thing here, Dylan Cruzcamp, because he was absolutely money out there. Shotgun look for Clare. Run all the way this time for Alexander. He's going to go nowhere. He is brought down in the backfield for a very short gain. And we now have some help here. Mike Verlager, Jackson Verlager coming up, taking over on the camera. So this guy can go back to a little bit of what he's used to doing. But again, a big shout out to my main man, Adam Gursky. Always here, always helping out. Alexander dropping back. He's got a lot of time to throw. There's nobody open. He eventually throws it over the middle. It's going to be intercepted. What a catch defensively from James Hall as he comes up with the pick on the second play of the drive. Unbelievable. Yep. And then there's a zoom. Kind of showing him the controls here. Right there's the zoom on that panhandle for you there. What an INT, though, to end that drive. Taken right back over is Ortonville Brandon. It's almost going to be as if they picked up the first down that they were going for moments ago. 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Ortonville Brandon taken over at the Clare 41. So it looked like Clare was just going to take over with all the momentum there. And then everything changes. Here comes a handoff on a little bit of a counter. A little bit of running room out there. Luke Hansen continues to be slippery as he picks up 3 or 4 on the play. And the clock winding down. That'll probably be the final play of the first quarter, kind of waiting to see if we see the two teams head to the sidelines. And the way Clare's got the plays in, they might be able to run more, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That will bring us to the end of the first quarter. At the end of one, Clare leads it 7-0 over Ortonville Brandon. This would be a huge win for the Pioneer football program at CMU. Back with the second quarter right after this.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Blackhole Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blackhole Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It's now Chris Bachman, Mike Verlager, and Jackson Verlager high atop the field at Kelly Short Stadium. 2nd down and 5, looking to hand it off up the middle. No running room that time for Ortonville Brandon. Clare defense, this game started. It was a 12-play drive for Brandon. It looked like they were going to take it right down the field. They had it 4th and 10 just inside their own 30. Toss it out there. It was incomplete. There's been 2 wide-open drops for Ortonville Brandon in this game as well. 3rd down and 3 here. 2nd play of the second quarter. Brandon looking to pick up the first down. We see him go for it on a couple fourth downs. They have a man in motion, a little bit of miscommunication there. Now it looks like they're going to reset things. Still 13 seconds on the play clock, so they've got time. Now they're going to completely reset it. Going under center now is the quarterback out. Nope, now he's dropping back into the pistol. 2 wing backs and a fullback out there. They send a man in motion. They fake it to Hansen. Up the middle now. Big time running room for Rowe. He's got first down yardage just inside the Pioneer 25-yard line. Big time run there, and they've been going to Luke Hansen on that jet sweep, number 2 out there. He's been very dangerous. That was the first time Rowe kind of pulled it back and took it right up the middle, and there was lots of running room for the Blackhawks. I want to say the Bobcats, pardon me, for anybody listening down in Ortonville, Brandon. First down and 10. They're going to hand it off to the fullback. Little bit of running room there, plugging ahead to the 20-yard line is going to be that fullback, Damian Watton. I tell you what, this offense reminds me a little bit of the Beale City offense. They're coming out there with the 2 wingbacks and the fullback, but then they'll come out in the pistol to spread you out a little bit. Really impressed with the variety I have seen from Ortonville Brandon here on offense. But the Clare defense has stood up twice for turnover on downs, looking to do the same here as Ortonville Brandon is threatening in Clare territory, just in the red zone. 10:25 left to go, second quarter, second down and 5 play. High snap, they get it down. Watton gets the handoff up the middle. There's Gunnar West once again, along with Burton out on the defensive line linebacker position to pull the ball carrier back. We'll check on the spot here to bring up third down and 4. So good job by the Clare defense that time, standing up strong. Out there again defensively for Clare. See if we have time to reset things. I don't think we will. As Rowe comes in with the play, we'll do that before what I'll hopefully say is a fourth down play coming up. Pistol formation. Watton lined up right behind the quarterback. They sent a man in motion. Now they look to throw it over the middle. Incomplete. There to break it up was Dane Alexander. That's going to bring up fourth down and 5. We'll probably see Brandon go for it here. But defensively for the Pioneers, you've got Heinz. You've got, Mason Heinz, Conan Weeks, Jacob Halchek, Talon Hurd, Brandon Burton, Gunnar West, Luke Galvasi. Along the defensive line, you've got Dylan Kruskamp, Hunter Smith, Cooper Wysen, Cage Greenfield, and we've also seen in the game make plays Parker Smith, Donovan Hoogerhide, and Nick Sabish, and Andrew Moreno. Fourth down and 5. They fake the handoff. Actually, they do hand it off now, looking to run a reverse pass. There's a man open. The throw's not a great one. It's knocked away. What a defensive play for the Pioneers and Andrew Moreno. That would have been very easy to try and go up and get the pick. Hansen went up to make the catch, and Moreno just knocked it away. That is the third turnover on downs for Ortonville Brandon. Clare will take over with 9:39 left to go here in quarter number 2 at their own 19-yard line. And so if you're Ortonville Brandon, you have had a number of missed opportunities out there, taking the ball deep into Clare territory. They've now turned it over just inside the 30 at their own 44, or at the Clare 44, and now at the Clare 19-yard line. Alexander back out there at quarterback in the gun. Hands it off to Heinz. Heinz with a great spin move. Breaks another tackle as he goes ahead for 5 or 6 yards. What a spin move there initially from Mason Heinz to get some extra yardage. Was contacted right at the line of scrimmage, but spun away from the would-be tackler for big yardage. It's going to bring up second down and 2 now for Clare. Shotgun look. Weeks, Halchek, the slot wide receivers, lined up wide. Talon Hurd and Parker Smith. Handoff up the middle. Heinz not going to have any running room this time. That's going to bring up third down. Nice job by the Ortonville Brandon front there, standing up strong. And 2 teams that are very evenly matched. Again, you see the run up the middle, go for 8 yards. The next run just stuffed right up the middle. Third down and short. Very important for Clare to pick this up with a 7-0 lead, 8:50 left in the second. I think you would punt it here if you didn't get it, but Alexander is going to pick it up easily right up the middle for first down yardage. Pioneers this drive got it. 9:39 left to go in the second quarter. Their own 19. Took them those 3 plays to pick up the first down. They lead it 7-0 with 8:45 left to go in the second quarter. Here at Kelly Short Stadium, campus of Central Michigan University. Shotgun look for Alexander. Heinz lined up next to him. Weeks goes in motion from a slot position. He's going to get the pitch as he cuts it back, looking to get the near side here. Stiff arms a man as he gets across the 40-yard line to pick up maybe 4 or so on that play. Score updates. See if we got anything coming from Beale City Manton. Still nothing yet. And Ithaca was up 8-0 against Lawton with 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Again, that was our original game that we were going to do, but getting out of work, getting down there in time, it was going to be very, very close call. And so we made the switch, and what a switch it's been, because it's been a great game to start. It's 7-0 Clare, 8:26 left to go in the second quarter. 2nd down and 5 for Clare near midfield. Alexander calling out instructions to the slot. Halachek's going to go in motion. They're going to run a very similar play to what they just did with Weeks, but now it's going to go to Halachek. We've got a flag down in the spot that would be a hold, and it's going to be a shame because it would have been a 10-yard run from Halachek. But we've got 2 yellow flags in the backfield, and when you see 2 flags back there, 8 times out of 10, it is going to be coming back. Much love going out to our friends, Fisher Companies, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt and Fisher Transportation, Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, Shavers Bait and Sporting Goods, along with our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Still been waiting for that. There's a whole lot of real estate out there, kind of play, kind of drive. 8-0, Ithaca up at versus Lawton at the end of the first quarter with Ithaca driving. Big shout out to my main man, Jeremy Woodcock, for helping me with those updates. Another big thank you to Mike Jackson Verlager helping me out here with the camera. I'll give some love to Lena Verlager as well, who I got to see play volleyball for the first time a couple weeks ago. I was talking with one of the coaches, one of the fans after the game, and they were like, man, somebody's got a block 15 on red, block 15 on red. And I said, that's my buddy's kid. And I said, it's cool to see the sophomore just kind of all over the place for Sacred Heart Academy. Bright future there. Mark off some penalty yardage here for Clare. What would have been 2nd down and 5. We'll redo the 2nd down, but it's now going to be 2nd down, 14-15 here for Clare. This is Clare's 3rd drive of the game. First one went 15 plays for a touchdown. The second one was an interception on the first play. Picking it off was James Hall. They faked the pitch. Alexander now looking to throw. He's got some pressure, but Weeks is open at the 50. He caught it at the 40, at the 30. The afterburners are turned on. 10, 5, touchdown, Clare Pioneers. Conan Weeks from Dane Alexander going 68 yards, but we've got a flag on the field, and Coach Springer is irate because where this flag is had zero, zilch, nada to do with the play. It was thrown on the near sideline here. That play went all the way off to the far sideline, and it does look like it's going to be a touchdown as Coach Springer holds up to 1 saying, no, boys, you got to count that one. What a play. Alexander to Weeks. And Clare looks content keeping the ball on the ground. However, they've had a 3rd and 25. They went Alexander to Halchek to pick it up. That was 2nd down and long. And they were able to go Alexander to Weeks for the 62-yard touchdown. It was what I'm going to write down. I might not have that all correct, but oh boy. 68 yards. Get the college football player, Jack Verlager. He's going to be on top of everything. Out there for the extra point is now Braden Humphrey. And oh boy, how things can change in a minute. Looked like Clare had a decent run. It was called back, and this game just kind of teetering with momentum right now. But then you get the big-time pass from Dane Alexander to Conan Weeks. Couple plays like that have been dropped for Ortonville Brandon. That might be the difference in the game, is those 2 long pitches and catches from the Pioneers. 14-0. Clare goes up on top with 8:08 left to go in quarter number 2. What a statement victory this would be over a team from the Flint, a D4 team, playoff team last 10 years from the Flint Metro League. We'll be back with more right after this.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Pioneers lead it 14-0, 8:08 left to go in the second quarter. The difference in this game, 2 long pitches and catches for Clare that have been converted, and 2 big drops out there for Ortonville Brandon, in my opinion, are essentially the difference in this game. Out there to kick things off is Mr. Humphrey once again. It's going to be fielded near the 10-yard line by Ortonville Brandon. Trying to find some room on the far side of the field is the returner. Oh, what a play from Brennan Burton to get down there and make the tackle at the 20. It looked like the youngster, Mr. Tyler Schlaer, was going to be able to use his speed to get out to the far side, but Brayton on the full-out sprint was able to get up there and make the tackle. Ortonville Brandon will take over at their own 20-yard line. So Ortonville Brandon, their 3 drives started at their own 20. 12-play drive to open up the game. It's turnover on downs. Their second drive, 6 plays, picked up 1 first down, a couple big tackles from Dylan Kruskamp, a turnover on downs. Their third drive, a turnover on downs. You see the theme there. There doesn't look like they're going to punt it or kick it. They want to just kind of run. But again, I'm going to go back to the 2 big drops. And a couple nice throws out there from the quarterback row that have not been brought in. In the very first play of the game, I was telling Mike Jackson-Verlegger as we went to that break, it was essentially that play for Ortonville Brandon, but it was dropped by the wide receiver. And oh boy, how different this game could be if that catch was completed. But right now, Clare's got all the momentum, leading it 14-0 with 8:01 left to go in quarter number 2. And now Ortonville Brandon is backed up after a false start. It's first down and 15 from their own 15-yard line. Rowe is going to line up in the, well, it's pretty much a gun, but I want to call it a pistol because right behind him is the running back, Damian Watton. Comes the handoff up the middle. A bit of running room out there for the ball carrier. He's going to be brought down after maybe a gain of a yard or 2. It's going to bring up second down and long. Great job by that defensive front from the Clare Pioneers. 20-3 Beal up just before the half. Oh, 20-0. Actually, it was funny when you showed me the 3. I was going to be impressed with Manton getting the 3. And no offense to Manton, but Beal has just had their number the last few years. Here comes the second down and 11 play. Looking to throw it out here to the near flat. It's going to be incomplete. One of the first off-target throws we've seen from Mr. Albert Rowe. That's going to bring up third down and 11. And if you get into the fourth down situation here, you won't be able to go for it. We've seen a couple fourth down conversions from Ortonville Brandon, in particular a long one on their first drive. But this third down and 11 would be, or pardon me, it was the fourth down turnover at the first drive. I got my big play penned down wrong. 3 wide receivers to the right for Rowe, 1 to his left on this third down play. Does look like single coverage to the far side of the field. Rowe not looking that way. He pump fakes. Now he rolls out of the pocket, trying to find an open receiver. He's got a man wide open downfield, but the throw is going to go out of bounds. That's going to bring up fourth down and 11. Give some credit to the Clare defensive front. There was a man open downfield, but Rowe had to throw it on the run near the sideline, and not just on the run, a full speed on the run throw. It ends up being incomplete, fourth down. We're going to see Ortonville Brandon punt this one away here. And 4 first-half fumbles from Beal as the updates continue to roll in. Big shot to my main man, Jackson-Verlegger. And Brandon Irvin out in Beal, shout out to him for sending those updates. Here comes the punt from Ortonville Brandon. Back deep to receive it, I believe that is Mr. Parker Smith for Clare. It's a high snap, not a lot of a rush there for Clare. It's actually Alexander back there to receive the punt. He's going to let it roll. Wasn't a great punt, but it'll take a decent Brandon roll. And so Clare will take over at their own 40-yard line. Clare started at their own 22. Then they had it about their own 40 or so. I'm going to say their own 39 on that one, but it was just a one-play drive and interception. And then they took over at their own 19 when Alexander hit Weeks on second down and 15 for a 68-yard touchdown toss. Clare leads at 14-0 with 7:07 left to go in the second quarter as they take back over. Ortonville Brandon just had the ball for a minute there. Clare will get the ball to start the second half as well, something to start thinking about. Shotgun look. They fake the handoff, now look to run the reverse, but they're ready for it. A big broken tackle from Halachek. Now he looks to juke a man out of his shoes. He does so. He's at the 50, breaks another tackle, and he has first down yardage. That looked like it was going to be a whole lot of trouble off the start, but Jacob Halachek used his speed, used his athleticism to make a big-time play out there for the Pioneers. And again, Clare right now with all the momentum. They lead it 14-0. 6:53 left to go in the second quarter. In the gun is Mr. Alexander. Hands it off to Heinz. Heinz looking to get the near side here. Breaks one tackle before he's brought down. It's going to bring up second down, and I'm going to call it 8 or 9 here. What a start from the Pioneers. Second down and 9. Yeah, the way this game started, it looked like Brandon was just going to march right down the field and punch it in for an end zone. Then they had it 3rd and 10, decided to throw it on that 3rd down, led to a 4th and 10. Tried to throw it again, obviously, and it was incomplete. Then it was 3rd and 25 for Clare on their first drive. 3rd and 25 completion from Alexander to Halachek set him up. Then there was a personal foul that gave him a 1st and goal. It didn't end up mattering because they punched it in. Run all the way this time for Alexander. Looks to dance by a man. He carries a tackler with him for a few yards. I'm going to give a lot of credit out there to James Hall for hanging on to Alexander to bring him down. As Alexander tried to shake him off his hips, but Hall was not going to let that happen. He gave up a couple extra yards, but is still able to bring down the ball carrier. Every Clare player looking to the sideline now. Coach Steve Spranger and the crew to get the signal on this 3rd down and 2 play. 5:35 left to go in our second quarter. Clare leads it 14-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 28-0 is the score. Mount Pleasant over Saginaw United at the half. Thanks to Bubba McLean for that update. Those updates brought to you by Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. Hand off to Heinz. He's going to be very close to first down yardage. You're probably going to go for it here if you're Clare. It's going to be a 1st down or 4th down and very, very short. Waiting to see the signal from the official. I do see that fist being held up. It's going to be 4th down and probably about a half yard here. Under 5 minutes remaining now in quarter number 2. Alexander looks to the sideline for the play. Weeks and Hurd to the near side. Weeks in the slot. Hurd lined up wide. To the far side, it's Halachek in the slot. And Parker Smith lined up wide. In the backfield with the quarterback is Mr. Mason Heinz. We're taking a lot of time here. We will see a timeout from Clare as 2-1 winds down the play clock. Clare, big decision to make here on this 4th down. Again, I'd be surprised if they don't go for it. They've had success in the short yardage because you've got that combination of Alexander and Mason Heinz. They don't necessarily know who's going to get the ball. We also have seen a couple runs all the way from Mr. Dane Alexander that have been successful too. But 4th down and short here, if you're Ortonville Brandon, you kind of got to make this play to stay in this game, I feel like. With 4:33 left to go in quarter number 2, if Clare's able to march it down here, punch it into the end zone, they could go into the half up 21-0, getting the ball to start half number 2. So we're approaching our Gates of Drilling and Service halftime report. More love going out to Bill's Custom Fab. Our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. I think the throw from Alexander to Weeks has got to take over the throw from Alexander to Halachek just because it was more yardage and went for a touchdown. And so far, our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game, Dana Alexander to Conan Weeks for the 62-yard TD. Start to think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by our friends Brian Weifrich and the crew at Weifrich Financial, who's usually manning the PA system here at Kelly Short Stadium. I think you got to look at Mr. Dane Alexander. He's had some great runs. Also had a nice hit out there defensively as well. And had those 2 big throws. Here we go. 4th down and less than 1. 4:33 left to go. Man in motion is Halachek. Now 3 wide to the left here. A lot of running room off to the near side of the far side of the field, but the close side, it's going to be run all the way for Alexander. He's in trouble. Looks to dance away from a couple guys. Gets the edge. Dives forward. Reaches the ball out to try and get first down yardage. It's going to be really close. It's going to depend on the spot. I don't think he got it. We're going to see, though, but what an effort from Alexander. He should have been brought down 4 or 5 yards in the backfield. He's able to make it at least close, but it will be a turnover on downs for Clare, giving it back to Ortonville Brandon with 4:27 left to go in the second quarter. And if Brandon can get something here, we could have a game on our hands. I really felt like if Clare was able to pick up that first down, march down and score, it would have been a big, big deal and really put Brandon in a tough spot to start the second half. Down possibly 3 scores, and Clare getting the football. Going under center is the quarterback, Albert Rowe. Man in motion, gets the handoff. Trying to find some room to the far side. Nothing happening there for the ball carrier. With the carry that time, it was Kurt Briolet, the senior, another one of the senior captains. He can't find any running room there. 14-0 the score. Ortonville Brandon has had it 4 times. 3 times they've turned it over on downs. Another time they've punted. Clare has had it 4 times. They threw an interception, had 2 touchdowns, and then just turned it over on downs. 2nd down and 7 here for Ortonville Brandon. 3:54 left to go, second quarter. It's a near midfield. Man in motion, they fake it to him, and now a little up pitch, not a shovel pass, it was a forward pitch. It will be complete to Briolet, and he'll have first down yardage. Usually you see the shovel pass in that play, but he just pitched that one forward. A little bit of a different look there. I don't know if that was designed, but a nice job by Rowe making the play nonetheless. Clock will start again once the chains are set. 3:42 and running left to go in quarter number 2. For the Pioneers now at this point, you would just love for this game to stay 14-0 heading to half. Shotgun look. Rowe hands it off to Matten, the fullback. He's not going to get anywhere. He stays on his feet, looks to get some extra effort, but Cruzcamp is going to come in there and help clean up the tackle. Been very, very impressed with Mr. Dylan Cruzcamp here in the first half defensively from his DN position from the Pioneers. 2nd down and 9 look. Pistol formation for Rowe. Got 4 wide, 2 to his right, 2 to his left. They're looking to throw. Rowe, pump fakes. Now he launches downfield. He's got a man, Alexander, closing in. It's going to be incomplete. It was overthrown. Dane Alexander was actually the closest guy to that ball. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. We've got 2:56 left to go in quarter number 2. Clare remains ahead 14-0. Again, our goal is to provide you with the best viewing, listening experience. If we had the scoreboard to put up there, we would, but score going all the way across the bottom here at Kelly Short Stadium would not be able to provide a good feed of that. So we just got the one camera working here this evening. A big shot to main man Mike Verlager for taking things over here after your boy missed a couple plays in the early going, doing all that he can. 3 wide now to the left. Rolling that way is Rowe. He's under pressure with Burton immediately, and he goes down to the backfield. Halachek in the back. Oh, no, that's Cruzcamp again. Cruzcamp with his 3rd big tackle in the backfield. He gets the sack. That's going to make it 4th down and long. Cruzcamp, you start to think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game. Cruzcamp has been huge up front for Clare. And now a definite punting situation here. Actually, it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 15. 2:20 left to go. Rowe in the gun. They send Briolet in motion. They don't snap it. Now they kind of hold things up here. They're maybe going to reset the play. Rowe steps up to the line of scrimmage. They're still lining up like they're going to go for it. Man in motion, trying to get somebody to jump. Clare did jump for a moment, but they came right back. And again, they'll reset it here. Clock will wind down to 0. We're going to have a timeout coming from Ortonville Brandon. The score 14-0 with 2:01 left to go here in the first half. Again, our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report coming right up. We will send it out here to another very, very quick commercial break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network to hear from some of our friends. Back with 4th down play right after this.
Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student-athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student-athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
4th down and 15 for Ortonville Brandon. Right at midfield. 2:01 left to go in the first half. Brandon goes for this and doesn't get it. Again, it could put him in a really, really tough spot here. Pistol formation. He called a shotgun, but the running back lined up right behind the quarterback in like a pistol formation. They're going to throw it here the near sideline. Halchek looks to knock away, but it's going to be complete. Briolet, what an unbelievable catch, and then he turns it upfield. They've got first down yardage. What a conversion for Ortonville Brandon. I don't want to say to keep them in the game, but oh man, what a big time pitch and catch there to keep this drive going. There's now 1:54 left to go in quarter number 2. Ortonville Brandon now threatening inside the Clare 35-yard line. Shotgun look, called a pistol with the running back lined up right behind the quarterback, like 1 yard behind the QB. Is Mr. Wine. Taking their time to snap the ball. Dropping back, looking to throw again is Rowe. They're going to throw a screen over the middle. It's wide open. Couple blockers out there, but Hines comes in to make the tackle. What a play from Mason Hines. It looked like that one was going to break for a long way. Then like Jackson Verlager for the Irish back in his day, Hines comes out of nowhere to just wrap him up. Second down and short now for Ortonville Brandon. Again, they find themselves in a very different spot than they just were a few moments ago, converting that 4th down and 15. Just over a minute remaining. High snap. Watton gets the handoff. He's going to plug it up the middle. He's going to bounce off the Hines tackle for first down yardage. That'll be their 3rd first down on this drive. But Ortonville Brandon, they don't have any timeouts left. The clock is running. Be under a minute remaining when they snap this football. It stopped at a minute 2 as they reset the chains. 3 wide to the right for Albert Rowe. He's looking to his left to throw a single coverage out there. It's up. It's going to be incomplete. It was a throw to the back corner pylon, but as the wide receiver went up, he was out of bounds all the way as he went to go for that catch. Out there defensively was Donovan Hoogerhide for Clare. I think he looked down at the field, saw where the wide receiver was, and knew he could just kind of let him go. 14-0, Clare leads it. 51 seconds left to go here in the first half. Couple tight ends out there now are called wingbacks for Ortonville Brandon. They still have 2 guys lined up wide. Pump fake one way for Rowe. Now looks to throw it here the near side. It's going to be incomplete. Wasn't a great throw, but I think Luke Hansen would even say he probably should have brought that one in. And I'm going to say that's the 3rd drop this first half that would have at least gone for a first down for Ortonville Brandon. Their first play of the game drop could have gone for a touchdown. That one could have possibly been a touchdown as well if Hansen's able to hang on to that one. Again, not a great throw, but Hansen knows he needs to come up with that one. 3rd down and 10 play at the 20-yard line for Ortonville Brandon. 45 seconds left to go in the first half. Clare leads it 14-0. 2 wide receivers stacked to each side for the quarterback Rowe. Pressure right away. They get a little swing pass out to the running back, trying to get a couple blockers. He turns it to the outside. He's brought down on the play. It's Mason Hines there with the tackle once again. Hines is everywhere defensively right now for Clare. Is going to bring up 4th down now. We'll see where they spot it. It's only going to be a gain of 2 or 3. What a play from Hines. Brandon working in a hurry now. Under 20 seconds left to go when they'll snap this ball. They're going for it here again on 4th down. They've got 4 wide. Rowe lining up, throws it out there. It's going to be complete, but it won't get out of bounds, and so the clock will continue to move. They'll stop it for the chains. If you're Brandon, you're going to come up and spike the ball very, very fast. And it will be first down and goal for Brandon, but there's 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds. They finally are able to snap it and spike it with 3 seconds left to go. And from the kicking game we've seen from Brandon, they only wanted to punt it the one time. I don't think we're going to see a field goal here. But if you are capable of kicking a field goal, I think 3 points here would be a big deal going into the half as well. If you're Ortonville Brandon, you just need to get something on that scoreboard, in my opinion. It does look like the offense is staying out on the field. This is going to be a huge play right here. Clare's either going to stay up 14-0 going into the half, getting the ball, or Brandon's going to possibly tie it up here. Really smart decision from Coach Steven Springer to call a timeout in this situation. You got them to use. You can't take them with you. You might as well use it. Make sure your team is on the same page. And 3 seconds left to go here. This is always a tough call. Part of you as a defensive coach wants to have your 4 down lineman and line everybody up across the end zone. But when you do that type of thing, it always leaves a spot or 2 of the field open. And so I think you go man-to-man here. Make sure you've got some safety help over the top on each side of the ball, and you should be in good shape. And if I'm Ortonville Brandon, the Blackhawks, I'm looking to get the ball to number 2, Luke Hansen. When he's got the ball in his hands, he has been very, very slippery. Kurt Briolet has probably also been their number 1 wide receiver as well, or number 2 wide receiver, I will say. Big play right here. Doesn't even matter the down and distance. It's second down and goal from the 9, but there's 3 seconds left to go. This is the final play of the half. Ortonville Brandon deep in Clare territory. Ortonville Brandon has turned it over on downs 3 times this half and punted it once. Desperately looking to get it into the end zone here. Clare leads at 14-0. Roll out, quick throw to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. What a throw that time from Rowe over to the far sideline. It was brought in for a touchdown right next to the pylon. It was a great catch and a great route out there. It wasn't bad defense from Clare, but you've got to respect the speed out there. And so they're able to get the touchdown. Coming up with that catch was Dimitri McNear, 14-6. Ortonville Brandon with a big conversion there. No time left in the half, but they're now out there for the extra point. Think about how big that play is. Clare would have been up 14-0, getting the ball to start the second half. And now if you're Ortonville Brandon, you've got all the momentum going into our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report as you have cut the gap in half. 14-7 is our score as we head into that aforementioned Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Send it off to a quick break. Then we'll come back with This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross, and I'll get you set up for the second half and what appears to be a really good one. Clare had a couple chances to maybe run away with this one, but Ortonville Brandon hanging around with a late second quarter touchdown. Back with our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blackhoe Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blackhoe Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't Pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies. Welcome back to our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Right now, Ortonville Brandon, Pom-Pom squad out there just absolutely killing it with a fantastic performance. It is Chris Bachman here with you, high atop the field at Kelly Short Stadium, getting you set up for the second half. It is our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. About to send it off to This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. Then we'll have another commercial break. And then, ooh boy, when we come back, we'll get you set up for that second half. It's 14-7, Clare with the lead. They're up 14-0, the final play of the first half. It was a fantastic pitch and catch from Albert Rowe to Dimitri McNear to make it a 14-7 game. Clare will get the ball to start the second half. Time for This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. We'll be back with more right after this in our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report.
Participation in high school sports continues to rise, and a Harbor Springs soccer player is rocketing up the goal scored list. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. For the second year in a row, there was a record number of participants in high school sports. This, according to the National Federation of State High School Associations. The NFHS reported that during the 2024-25 school year, there were more than 8.2 million participants across the U.S. That's up nearly 200,000 from the previous school year and is an all-time high for participation. The counting of participants for this survey means that, for example, a three-sport athlete counts as three. Michigan has nearly 300,000 participants, ranking 8th in the country. Texas and California remain numbers 1 and 2, with Ohio 3rd, Pennsylvania 4th, and Illinois 5th. Outdoor track and field, volleyball, and soccer are the top 3 sports for girls' participation and all saw increases from the previous year. The top 3 sports for boys remain 11-player football, outdoor track and field, and basketball. And there were more than 1 million participants in 11-player football last season. Girls wrestling saw a 15% jump and topped 74,000 participants nationwide, while boys wrestling topped 300,000 for the first time. Soccer and golf also saw significant increases on the boys' side. For more on the NFHS report and participation across the country, check out nfhs.org. And for participation numbers in Michigan, go to mhsaa.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Frankenmuth soccer player Troy Trudell. He had 2 goals and 3 assists in a 6-0 win over defending Tri-Valley Red Conference champion Bay City John Glenn. Goodrich sophomore Jacob Daggett also made the list for his kicking ability. He drilled a 30-yard game-winning field goal in a 17-14 win over Frankenmuth. And to Negauni's Evan Delangelo, he had a 96-yard kickoff return in a 30-22 win over Marquette, giving the Diamond Jubilee Trophy back to the Miners.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skill certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
Field hockey is now a fully sponsored MHSA sport, so let's start by getting up to speed on some basics. Field hockey is a fall sport. Games are administered by 2 officials. Each team plays with 11 players on the field, including the goalkeeper. The field is 100 yards by 60 yards, roughly the same size as a football field. The goals are 12 feet wide and 7 feet high, with the penalty stroke line being drawn 7 yards in front of the center of the goal. Players are not allowed to play the ball with the rounded side of the stick, nor are they allowed to charge, hit, shove, or trip an opposing player. Field hockey games are 60 minutes long, played in 4 15-minute quarters.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Going into Tuesday's soccer match against Elk Rapids, Harbor Springs Jr. Henry Juneau needs just 2 goals to notch 100 career goals. Sitting at 98, he is already 46th all-time in the state of Michigan, and the 48 goals he tallied as a sophomore are the 41st most scored in a single season. With the rest of his junior year and entire senior season still to go, it's not out of the question that Juneau could threaten the all-time scoring mark of 201 goals, set by Aaron Chatfield of Burt Lake Northern Michigan Christian from 2009 to 2012. Harbor Springs has won a district title each of the past 2 seasons, and with Juneau's scoring and playmaking ability, the Rams are hoping to advance even farther in the postseason this year. Currently, they're ranked 14th in Division 4. For more on Juneau, check out Tom Spencer's article at MHSAA.com. While there, you can see the entire MHSAA soccer record book and complete MPR rankings. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Hi, I'm Attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family. Call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Bogwai Banga and Bradley on Main Street in Mount Pleasant provides uncompromising integrity when providing tax and accounting services to individuals and small businesses in the Mid-Michigan area. Bogwai Banga and Bradley has an expert CPA ready to help you, whether you're an individual that needs help with taxes or a business that needs help with, well, just about everything. Bogwai Banga and Bradley is a leader in the community and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Visit them online at bwbpc.com or stop into their office on Main Street in downtown Mount Pleasant. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. Martinez Lawn Care, just like our local football teams, can keep your yard looking good deep into fall, and we all know winter is coming. Call now to get on their snow plowing schedule. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group is Mid-Michigan's #1 team for protecting what matters most to you. Home, auto, life, farm, business. They offer a wide variety of coverage at affordable rates with the customer service of a best friend. Visit Brickner and Buckner Farm Bureau Insurance Group on Pickard Road or visit them online at bricknerbunkerinsurance.com.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction, tonight at Kelly Shorts Stadium for just, what a game it has been between Ortonville Brandon and the Clare Pioneers. Clare looked like they just might be able to run away with it as they were up 14-0. They also had the ball near midfield, somewhat threatening or whatever, but then Ortonville Brandon was able to score on the final play of the first half. They also had a 4th down and 15 conversion on that drive as well. And so big time for the Clare Pioneers. And I'm actually going to go and kind of check something right now. And I was thinking about trying to turn on the audio for the Clare band going out here and performing at Central Michigan University, but I think we might pick up a lot of background noise as well. And so we're going to send it out to another commercial break. It is the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Clare leads Ortonville Brandon 14-7. Kind of things to talk about. Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game will be the 68-yard touchdown toss from Dane Alexander to Mr. Colin Weeks. Alexander 2 for 5 through the air, but very effective, 101 yards and a touchdown on those 2 completions. Mason Heinz having a really, really nice game. He's got several tackles, might be leading the way tackle-wise for Clare defensively, and he also has 10 carries for 50 yards on the ground. Clare leads at 14-7 over Ortonville Brandon. Time to send it out to another commercial break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, we'll have a little bit more Gates Drilling and Service halftime report as we get you set up for the second half. 14-7, Clare over Ortonville Brandon. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Imagine a home that reflects your style. With WW Construction, that dream will become a reality. As a trusted Mid-Michigan builder, WW Construction specializes in builds and remodels that turn ordinary spaces into extraordinary ones. Join the growing family of homeowners who trust WW Construction for quality and craftsmanship. Call WW Construction today at 989-621-2722 to make your dreams a reality.
Welcome back inside our Gates of Drilling and Service halftime report here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Time for score updates brought to you by our friends at Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. A defensive touchdown to start the second half. Wyatt Wilson makes it 28-0, Beale City on top of Manton. Some other scores coming in. A really nice game for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets. They were traveling down to Lawton to play a team that weighed 8-2 last year. That was originally going to be our game of the week this week, but again, travel issues, this, that, and the other ends up having us here with the Clare Pioneers, but they're up 28-0. Riley Guild having himself a game tonight. That is coming directly from Jeremy Woodcock, but 8-0, 14-0, 20-0, now 28-0 at the half. 28-0, Beale City is up on Manton, and it was 28-0 at the half. Mount Pleasant on top of Saginaw United, and so what a bunch of whoopings going on, I'll say. We did pick the right game to do tonight. It is 14-7 here at Herb Durramity Field at Kelly Short Stadium on the campus of Central Michigan University. Clare leads Ortonville Brandon. A late touchdown pass from Albert Rowe to Dimitri McNear kept Ortonville Brandon in this game. Clare will get the ball to start the second half, see what Dane Alexander and the crew can do. And sent out to another commercial break. Right now, got about 3 minutes or so left on the McGurk family scoreboard, but a lot of times they kind of add 3 minutes back onto the clock for the youngsters to get out there and stretch. So Come back, you could have to hear this guy a little bit more. Halftime talk with our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. But we're getting ready for a fantastic second half. Clare 14, Ortonville Brandon 7. Clare will get the ball to start half number 2. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Welcome back to it here at Kelly Short Stadium, Herb DeRomedy Field. Seeing if they put that 3 minutes back up on the clock. If they don't, we'll be getting you ready for half number 2. If they do, we will send it out to one more commercial break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And still waiting for things, and it does look like they're going to tell them to put that 3 minutes on the clock. They do, so we'll keep it right here for a bit longer. As I mentioned, some stats from the first half. Nothing crazy going on with our 14-7 score. Jacob Halachek, 1 catch, a bunch of yards. Same goes for Conan Weeks, 1 catch for 68 yards and a touchdown. Dane Alexander, 2 for 5. Not a great percentage, but when you got 2 for 5 and your 2 completions are for 101 yards, that's pretty darn good as well. Conan Weeks with the big catch, 68-yard touchdown, as I mentioned moments ago. But the biggest play of the game, it's not going to be our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game because that's going to go to our local team, Clare, but it's got to be the touchdown. The very last play of our first half was a touchdown for Ortonville Brandon. If they don't get that, I feel like, woo boy, does Clare have all the momentum and getting the ball to start half number 2 here. But Ortonville Brandon being able to get on the board, man, I think that was a really, really big deal for them. We're going to take another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, we'll be getting you set up for the second half. Thanks so much for tuning in to our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Actually, as I say, there might be a little bit more of it when we come back. For those watching at the TOT in downtown Clare, City's Judges Bench got the game on out and win. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to some high school football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Big shout out to Jackson Verlager. Mike Verlager helped me out on the camera. My maintenance man, Adam Gursky, not able to be here this evening. Shout out to him as well for all of his help all last season, all this season long. Time for a quick break. We'll be back with more Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Welcome back inside our Gates of Drilling and Service halftime report as we get set up for the second half. Pioneers will get the ball to start half number 2. Give some love to our sponsors here. Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai, Banga and Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunkner, Farm Bureau Insurance Group, Block Electric, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pure Plumbing, the official embroiderer of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, hanging by a thread along with our friends at GNS Mechanical. Big ups to Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive. Say your replacement part, your replacement substitution, brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. ENS Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, the assist of the game, brought to you by Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. It's got to be that pitch and catch. Dane Alexander to Conan Weeks, and it was a beautiful assist. He's kind of dropped it right in the basket for Mr. Conan Weeks. Also love going out to Weber Brothers Sawmill, the timber of the game so far. Woo, boy, Dylan Cruz Camp has been big on the line for Clare. Konowinski Construction, the builder of our Barbary Law Studios. Blockco Pools and Spas got the tagline, they're heating up out there like a jacuzzi. It's cooling down this evening. You'd want to get into a jacuzzi, as I'll say. And the J&J Auto Collision Report all night long. And also love our score updates brought to you by Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes. Talked about the Woods household, best seat in the house, and our pregame show. Much love to Zaid Batchelder, Weefrich Financial, the Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, Clark Modular Homes, the Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, and a Barbary Law. Here we go, ready for the second half. It's going to be a little pop-up kick. It's going to be fielded at the 25 for Clare. Trying to find some running room is Alexander. He's going to try and go to the near side here. Dances. He's going to be brought down at the 30. A really fantastic job by Bo Mount, just kind of staying with things. Kind of had a blocker on him, but he was still able to get off the blocker and make the tackle at the 25-yard line. Him and Dane Alexander, a little bit of a dance there with each other. Start of the third quarter. I feel like this is a really big drive in this game. It's 14-7. You'd have to say the momentum right now is on Ortonville Brandon's side after they scored on the very last play of the first half. I feel like if Clare can come down here and score, they're going to really be in control of this game. If the ball goes back to Ortonville Brandon 14-7, watch out. Halachek will go in motion, hand it off to Heinz up the middle. He's going to plug it ahead for 3-4 yards. So Mason Heinz coming out of the first half had 10 carries for 50 yards. Whenever you got a running back that can tote it for 5 yards a carry, there's no point in doing anything else. And so I imagine if you're the coaches, you saw that number at the half, you think, all right, we need to keep feeding the rock to Mason Heinz. Junior running back had 150 yards and 3 touchdowns last week versus Grayling. Trying to be on his way to another 100-yard game. They throw it out to Halachek. He's got to make a man miss initially. He does so, but the nice group tackling from Ortonville Brandon is going to keep Halachek from going anywhere. It's going to bring up third down, and we're going to call it 5. 11:05 remaining in quarter number 3. Clare leads Ortonville Brandon 14-7. Both teams coming in at 1-0. Both teams just powerhouse tradition. Clare has missed the playoffs, I think, one time in the last 10 years. Ortonville Brandon has made it every time in the last 10 years. Third down and 5. Big play here in this ball game. Shotgun look for Alexander. Heinz in the backfield with them. Wants to throw it out here to the near side. It's going to be caught by Smith. He breaks away from one man at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Parker Smith and the Clare Pioneers. It's a 65-yard tutty. There is no flags on the field this time. And what a start to the second half. I said this is going to be a big drive. What will happen? Will Clare go up 2 scores again? What a pitch and catch. And you talk about the Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game, and our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Ooh, now in the running, those 2 60-plus yard touchdown pitches and catches. Clare out there for the extra point. It is Braden Humphrey, the sophomore kicker. Alexander out there with the hold. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is good. 21-7. Clare goes on top. What a massive play there for the Pioneers to take momentum back to the side of the green and white. We'll keep things right here as we get ready for the kickoff. Oh, boy. I cannot stress how big that was. You heard me say it. This is a huge drive. Is Clare going to give the ball back to Ortonville Brandon with a chance to tie the game, or come back out and take control and say, this is our game? We're playing it, our closest college. I'll kind of make that joke. But what a statement. Parker Smith broke away from the defense, and it was great hustle out there from Dimitri McNair. He tried giving chase to Parker Smith, but Parker Smith, not quite the afterburners like Conan Weeks earlier, but was able to turn on the Jets and get into the end zone. 21-7, Clare with the lead with 10:35 left to go in quarter number 3. Another score update coming. Kyler Smith with the touchdown. Beale City now up 35-0 on Manton. And so our other 3 area games, it's all big leads. 28-0 at the half, Ithaca over Lawton. 28-0 at the half, Mount Pleasant over Saginaw United. Now 35-0, Beale City on top of Manton. And our 2 games tomorrow, Shepherd versus Sault Ste. Marie. Sacred Heart Academy hosting Bishop Foley. Again, I won't be broadcasting those games. Be officiating a wedding for one of my best friends, Alan Marshall, and his beautiful fiancée, Ryan McKenna, and so I won't be there for those games. We'll have updates for you as soon as they're over. I'll be kind of paying attention to the NFHS network during that wedding reception. First down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon with 10:30 left to go in the third quarter. And if you're Brandon, you find yourself kind of in the same spot you were at the end of the first half of, man, we probably got to score here, or Clare can really take control of this game going up 3 scores. And it was a 20-yard touchdown catch. Big shout to Grady Gatrell, the freshman, with his first varsity touchdown on the catch from Kyler Smith. Fumble in the backfield, bringing down the quarterback. It's going to be Clare with the recovery. Donovan Hoogerhide got into the backfield with the strip sack, and then Clare came up with the loose ball. All the momentum now in the green and white. Picking up the fumble was either Mr. Nick Sabish or Gunnar West, but in the backfield immediately was Hoogerhide causing the fumble. And oh boy, how this game has changed in the last 2 plays. 21-7, the fumble turnover gives it right back to Clare, and also in the red zone. They've got it at the Ortonville Brandon 18-yard line. Clare with a big opportunity to put the clamps on this one. Hand off to Heinz. He's going to be brought down in the backfield. Nice job there by the Ortonville Brandon defense bowing up after that turnover. A lot of times you see teams go downfield on that first play, but Clare's already got it down the field per se, so they go to hand it off. Nowhere for Heinz to go that time. Alexander looking to the sideline for the play. Halachek in the slot to the right of Dylan Alexander. Already has 2 long touchdown throws on the night. He's going to fake the handoff to Weeks. Now look to pour it off to the far side. He's going to pick up maybe 3 or 4 yards, get it back close to the original line of scrimmage for 3rd down and 10. And if you're Clare, especially after that turnover, you are going to be in 4-down territory here. And boy, a biggest play of the game. Could it now be the strip sack from Hoogerhide? If Clare is able to score here, that turnover could turn into our Bills custom fabrication of the game. Halachek in the slot to the right of Alexander. Weeks is in motion, going to that right side as well. Alexander rolls that way, looking for a target. Throws it downfield for Halachek. Touchdown, Pioneers! Alexander's 3rd touchdown toss of the night. And another big catch from Mr. Jacob Halachek. And just like that, Clare is now in control, up 27-7. Seems crazy to think now that it was 14-7 at the half. We're 2 minutes and 46 seconds into this third quarter. Clare already has 2 tutties. One on the 65-yarder to Smith. This one from Alexander to Halachek. Extra point is going to be flubbed up and no good. Out there for that extra point was Miss Abby Boyd. That's going to be no good. But it's now 27-7. Clare on top. they have taken a bit of a stranglehold on this one. We're going to take a little bit of a commercial break here, and when we come back, we'll have more Clare Pioneer football as they are now in control of 27-7. Now looking for that nail in the coffin, brought to you by our friends at Berry Funeral Home. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The officials working very quickly after that touchdown, I'll make the joke. Did not miss really anything there on that kick return for Ortonville Brandon. They have it 1st down and 10 at their own 32-yard line. We've got 9:10 remaining here in the third quarter. But, oh boy, a whole lot's happened in the first 2:50 of this third quarter. 2 touchdown passes from Dane Alexander. One 65 yards to Parker Smith. The other one a short one from Halachek. And Donovan Hoogerhide, pardon me, maybe the biggest play in the game now so far, with the strip sack fumble that led to that latest touchdown. 27-7 Clare, after it was just 14-7 moments ago at the half. Handoff to the fullback, Damian Watton. Nowhere for him to go. He's going to pick up a yard. So the way Ortonville Brandon has moved the football, you really got an arm back there from Albert Rowe. He hasn't really been able to connect with anybody, though, other than that final play of the first half where they connected for the touchdown. It's 27-7 Clare. 2nd down and 9 for Ortonville Brandon at their own 33. 8:40 left to go in the third quarter. Send a man in motion to fake the handoff. Now throw a little pass out to the flat, I should say. It's going to be complete, but a great job. One of the first guys there on the play was Luke Galvasi. A couple other Clare Pioneer defenders coming in to really help things out. If you're Clare, if you can force a 4th down and long and a punt here, again, you're just in control. You start to feel really good about this game. And again, you go back 2-3 minutes ago, just funny how quick football can change. 27-7 Clare with the lead. 8 minutes left to go. Third quarter. 3rd down and long look. Fake the handoff, rolling out. Rowe looking to throw. He's got a man long. We got a flag in the backfield. What a catch downfield from Dimitri McNear, but I think it's going to be all for naught as we've got 2 flags in the backfield, and Rowe is livid. He is not happy that one is going to be coming back. And so instead of the completion inside the Clare 30, we're now going to get backed up to a 3rd and 19 for Ortonville Brandon. Ortonville Brandon plays in the Flint Metro Conference. The team that has owned that conference the last several years is Goodrich, who has one of the best nicknames in Michigan, the Goodrich Martians. Shout out to my main man, Kurt Wilson, for teaching me that long, long ago, my sports broadcasting mentor. And the hold will take, actually, they're going to decline it. Oh, there's 2 holds on the play. They decline one. They accept the other, so that one probably occurred a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage, and so it'll really, really back them up. 3rd down and a mile now for Ortonville Brandon. You go back to their very first drive of the game, or no, actually it wasn't the first drive, but they have had a 4th down and 15 conversion that led to that late touchdown in the second quarter. Shotgun or pistol look, 2 wingbacks out there for the quarterback Rowe. It's a high snap. He's under pressure. It's Kruzkamp again in the backfield to bring him down. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Dylan Kruzkamp, the Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game. He has been all over in the defensive backfield for Clare. That's his 2nd or 3rd sack, 2nd or 3rd tackle for loss. It's 4th down and a mile. Ortonville Brandon is going to have to punt this one away. Back deep to receive that punt is the very, very dangerous junior quarterback defensive back, Dane Alexander. Cruz Camp just killing it. In the last two drives, you've had 2 sacks, one by Cruz Camp and then the strip sack from Hoogerhide. Punt is going to be fielded. Actually, got to get out of the way from it the last second, does Alexander. It's going to take an Ortonville Brandon roll down towards the 40. The net yardage on that punt is going to turn out to be really good, especially considering it's high school level. 27-7 remains our score. Clare will take over at their own 39-yard line. If you're Clare now, this is where you kind of try and turn the game over to your running back, your star junior, Mr. Mason Heinz. Say if you can continue to average 5 yards a carry, if you're Clare, you can really now start to work a little bit of clock. They're going to stay in that same shotgun formation with 4 wide receivers with Alexander and Heinz in the backfield. They fake the throw. Now looking to go downfield. Smith's out there open again. Looks to run underneath it. It's tipped away. What a defensive play. Coming back to make the play was Tyler Schleer. He was beat. The ball was put up there a little bit. Smith kind of had to go a little bit slower to kind of try and get there. But a fantastic defensive play. It could have been another long touchdown for Clare. There's 6:44 left to go in quarter number 3. 2nd down and 10 for the Pioneers. They lead Ortonville Brandon 27-7. Both teams won big last week, coming into this game at 1-0. Halachek's going to go in motion. Now he stops. It comes back the other way, looking for the option. We've got a hold coming in the backfield. This one's going to be coming back. It's going to be 2nd down and a mile now for Clare as opposed to 3rd down and 10. And right now, Parker Smith having a little bit of conversation with Tyler Schleer out there. I imagine they're talking about that play because if Schleer doesn't stay with it, Smith's definitely able to make that catch. But Schleer got in there and knocked it away at the last moment. It was terrific defense from the Black Hawk defensive back. And it will be holding going against Clare to back him up here for 2nd down and long. Against Chris Bachman on the mic, on the controls. Got Jackson Verlager now on the camera. Big shout to him and Mike Verlager coming, helping me out with the camera duties here. 2nd down and long now for the Pioneers. Shout out to folks at TOT in downtown Clare for watching the game. I apologize. You got to put up with this guy. Halachek's going to be lined up in the slot to the near side. Parker Smith, the wide receiver on that play. Far side of the field, you got Conan Weeks in the slot, and lined up wide is Mr. Talon Hurd. Send a man in motion. Heinz now going out wide. Looks like a run all the way from Alexander. Gets away from one guy. Now looks to break it to the outside. He's going to be brought down from behind. An excellent open field tackle from Ortonville Brandon. But it's a big-time run there from Dane Alexander to make it a bit more manageable here on 3rd down. Kind of depend on the spot. But it will be 3rd and 10, we'll call it. Nice job, Alexander, getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Under 6 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. If you're Clare, that's something you are starting to think about. You want to see that clock just go tick, 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 and keep on moving. Shotgun look for Alexander. He's looking to throw once again. He's under pressure, throws it over the middle of Halachek, dances by one man, and that dance back actually might have taken him away from a 1st down, so that will bring up 4th down now for Clare. Again, I think if you're Halachek, you had to try and make that play to get 1st down yardage, but it could have been maybe 4th down and 1, and now it's 4th down and 3 or 4. We'll see what the situation is here. But if you are Clare with the formation you run, you go those 4 wide and Mason Heinz in the backfield, you could drop Alexander back a little bit to punt this one away and then not have to worry about the return from Ortonville Brandon. Saw that with Caden Kelly a few years ago in Clare, and have seen it with a lot of other schools. 36-0, Ithaca up in the 2nd half over Lawton. That is a big, big win for the Yellow Jackets. Shotgun look. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They throw it out to Weeks. He catches it for 1st down yardage. He breaks the tackle. He's at the 40, at the 30. There he goes! Conan Weeks with his 2nd 50-plus yard touchdown of the night. And if you're Alexander, that is now 4 touchdown tosses in this game. Wow. Alexander to Weeks. Once again, this one I believe it was 54 yards. And Clare now has a stranglehold on this one, 33-7. Miss Addie Boyd out there for the extra point. And final score after this extra point coming. Kick is up from Boyd. It's good! good. Oh, no, she just missed it off the far side. It had the distance, but just couldn't quite squeak over the goalpost. Your boy was ready to get excited about that one. It was a great attempt, though. Just could not drop over the goalpost. There's 4:56 left to go in quarter number 3. Clare has officially taken control. They have scored 3 touchdowns in the first 7 minutes and 4 seconds of this third quarter. They have also had huge defensive plays. Donovan Hoogerhide with the strip sack recovered by Clare. Dylan Kruzkamp with his second sack, maybe his third sack of the game. He has been all over in the backfield for the Pioneers. Our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. I've kind of got Mr. Kruzkamp penciled in at this point. Final score from Saginaw. Mount Pleasant Oilers now 2-0 on the season, winning 35-0 over Saginaw United. So Mount Pleasant is now best of the 2 Saginaw schools. Coming up, the other 2 Bay City schools, the 2 Midland schools, as things do not get any easier in the Saginaw Valley Conference. But big time for Coach Jason McIntyre, Coach Bubba McLean to start this year 2-0 after having to play a really, really good Heritage team the last couple of years. Here comes the kick from Pioneers. And Mr. Humphrey looking for some room on the far side. Going to be drug out of bounds as the ball carrier by Mr. Hoogerhide. And so I tell you what, if you're Ortonville Brandon, 35-0. Oh, score for Lawton and Ithaca. Update coming in, pardon me. 36-0 with 8:43 left in the third. So again, all 3 of our other schools that are in action tonight winning big, and I guess you could say Clare is now winning big, but this game was 14-7 at the half. Those other games were 28-0 at the half. Ortonville Brandon, you got to feel a little shell-shocked right now if you are the Blackhawks, because just like that, it was 14-7. Now it's 33-7. 4:50 still left in the third quarter, so still a lot of time. Trying to find some room here on the near side is Briolet. He's going to be brought down after a pickup of about 4. And so their own 32 is where Ortonville Brandon is starting on this drive. That first play is going to pick up 4 or 5. Going under center is going to be the quarterback, Albert Rowe. Got 2 wing backs and a running back behind him, a fullback. They're going to hand it off, trying to find that far side of the field is going to be Luke Stein. He's going to be brought down near first down yardage. It's going to depend on the spot if he picked up first down yardage or not. The clock will stop as they go out of bounds. And will be 3rd down and 1. And from what we've seen from Ortonville Brandon, if they don't pick it up here, I imagine they're going to go for it. 3rd and short for Ortonville Brandon. Man in motion. Fake it now. They go to the fullback. He's going to have first down yardage. Nice job there by Watton for Ortonville Brandon. He just kind of fell forward there to make sure he got first down yardage. 1st down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon at their own 43-yard line. Clock moving after they set the chains. There's 4:14 left to go here in the third quarter. Clare dominating Ortonville Brandon now 33-7. It was a 14-7 game at the half. 3 third quarter touchdown passes from Dane Alexander have really opened things up. Look to throw it now over to the other side. Nice block in the open field. Now finding some running room is going to be Dimitri McNear. He's pushed out of bounds. That was an excellent play there by Ortonville Brandon. There's not very many times that you're going to have Jacob Halachek fooled. He saw things flooding to the far side of the field. He went that way, and so when they went back to the other side of the field to McNear, he was wide open. I shouldn't say wide open. I should say it was one-on-one, and he made a really good play. Clock will restart after the chains are set. 3:49 left to go third quarter. 1st down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon. Rowe dropping back, looking to throw. It's a double move out there. Looking for the wide receiver. It's going to be through the hands once again. Woo! That was not an easy catch, but a catch you got to make out there if you're Ortonville Brandon. That is the 3rd or 4th throw that Rowe has had kind of right on the hands of his wide receiver, and they have not been able to bring it in. Some substitutions now coming in defensively for Clare. And actually, really nice job by Mason Heinz. Here comes the 2nd down play. They hand it off, looking to get that outside is Burton. He gets by him, though, does the running back, but then there's Heinz to clean things up. It's going to bring up third down play. We'll call it 3rd and 2 here. 3rd and 3. 7th play of the drive coming up for Ortonville Brandon. 3:15 remaining here in quarter number 3. Going under center is the quarterback row. Send a man in motion. Now looking to run the counter play. A little bit of running room there. The tackle is going to be brought down by Mason Heinz. Heinz did a great job following his keys there, as my main man John Bevere would say. Looked like the play was going off to the far side of the field. The counter brought it back. Heinz didn't fall for that motion going to the far side, so he was right there to make the tackle. It's still first down yardage from Ortonville Brandon, but not a lot on the play because of the great defense from the junior, Mason Heinz. 4 wide look here for Rowe. Running back in the backfield with him is Watton as he's in the gun. It's a high snap. He is able to get the handoff to Watton. It's one-on-one play with Watton and Parker Smith. A great tackle from Parker Smith. Watton coming at him downhill is a load. It was a great job from Smith to get low himself to be able to make the tackle in the open field. And it will be first down yardage. That's the 4th first down on this drive for Ortonville Brandon. This looks very similar to their first drive, where they really looked in control with the 2 wingbacks and the fullback out there going under center, a la Beale City. Here comes another counter play. A little bit of room out there for Luke Hansen. He dances away from one tackle before he's brought down. Yeah, I'm just surprised we haven't seen a bit more of this tight formation from Ortonville Brandon. It's been so successful on this drive, and it was so successful on drive number 1 for the Blackhawks. There's 2:15 left in the third quarter. 2nd down at the 9-yard line for Brandon. Trying to find some room on the outside and plunging his way into the end zone is Kurt Briolet. Big TD there to keep the Blackhawks in the game. When it just seemed like they were down and out, they march it right down the field in 2 minutes and 36 seconds for the score. What a drive there from Ortonville Brandon. And just like that, as my old friend Lee Corso, I guess I can't call him my friend, but a shout out to the now retired Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friend, as Ortonville Brandon wants to stay in this game. Extra point is up, and it is good. It's now 33-14. The Ortonville Brandon defense is going to have to do something big and do it in a hurry, but they're not quite done yet. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman alongside Mike Verlager. Big shout to Jackson Verlager and Mike for helping me out here with the camera duties. Big shout to my main man Adam Gursky for always helping with the camera stuff. 33-14 is our score. Clare has 3 touchdown passes just here in this third quarter, but Ortonville Brandon with the drive to essentially save the game. They're still in it. They still got a lot of work to do. Down by 19, 2:10 left to go in the third quarter. Here comes an onside kick. Clare does a nice job just letting it go out of bounds as there was a lot of heat on that kick. Tried to get that high bounce, but it just took a couple skips for the kicker and went out of bounds. 2:10 left to go in the third quarter. Clare will take over, and Breckenridge up 12-6 against St. Charles at the half. Some 8-man football action. Those score updates brought to you by Malley Construction, Rad Malley Well Drilling, and our friends at Clark Modular Homes. Clare with it at their own 35-yard line. Chain gain, or pardon me, it's going to be their own 39-yard line. Chain gain still trying to get set out there. 2:10 left in our third quarter. Clare leads it 33-14. Our score was 14-7 at the half. Yeah, if you ran out for a quick minute and are just now coming back, some crazy things have happened. 3 touchdown passes for Dane Alexander here in this third quarter, kind of giving him the inside track to our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by our friends Brian Weifrich and the crew at Weifrich Financial. Pro set now, tight end out there, 2 running backs out there. Going under center is Mr. Alexander. Handed off to the fullback, looking to find some room for Hoogerhide. He's not going to go anywhere. He's brought down immediately. Nice defensive play out there from Ortonville Brandon. It's going to bring up second down and 9. If you're Ortonville Brandon, you need a 3-and-out here. You get a 3-and-out and a touchdown, this game becomes possible. If you're Clare, you want to start taking all the time you can, and as opposed to seeing, the white hat kind of start, a black hat start to count things down. If you're Alexander, you actually have the play clock here at the scoreboard at CMU. Another update coming from Jeremy Woodcock in Ithaca. The Yellow Jackets up 36-0 over Lawton. Heading to the fourth quarter, running clock there. Number Alexander going under center now, 5 seconds left to go. They fake the handoff this time. Alexander's got to get to the outside, gets by 2 defenders. He's got first down yards across the 40, a big block downfield, but there's going to be a flag thrown on the block. Oh, no. Halachek gets the flag thrown on him. He does not like the call. Looked like a solid block. A couple beautiful moves from Dane Alexander. It should still be first down yard. Again, that's one of those weird plays. He has the first down picked up, but then you're going to mark off the 10 yards, and so we'll see where things are here. But it would have been a touchdown run for Alexander, and that would have penned in his name as our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weifrich Financial. So far, he's still penciled in. It's still going to be a big monster gain for Clare, but I think it's going to be third down and short now as they mark off the penalty. That hold occurred, oh, man, about 12 yards, 13 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and it was Halachek one-on-one with a defensive back out there. Looked like a solid block. You heard me say big block out there, but then the flag was thrown. You hear me say it very often. Those officials, they have a lot better view than I do. And a big shout to Jackson Verlager giving us great view right now. Again, those officials are right there on the field for a reason, and more MHSA officials are needed. Head to the Be the Referee tab at MHSAA.com. So after that run, it'll remain second down after it comes back, but now just second down and 1. As Conan Wheats trots in, him and Jacob Halachek are essentially going to switch sides. So Clare's now lined up with a tight end out there. Playing that tight end is Dylan Cruzcamp. The 2 running backs are Donovan Hoogerhide and Mason Heinz. Lined up across from each other in what would be the old school pro set. You don't see this formation very often. It's going to be a fumble on the snap. Diving for it is Alexander. Brandon says they've got it. And it is Ortonville Brandon football on the fumble. So the Brandon Blackhawks are not going quietly into the night here at Kelly Short Stadium on this beautiful Friday in September. Score remains 33-14, but now if you're Ortonville Brandon, this is your opportunity to take momentum back and get yourself back in this game. 1:10 left to go, third quarter. They've got it at their own 48-yard line. And they're going to go away from that Beale City formation and go back to the shotgun. They were able to run it really well their last possession. I'm surprised to see him go back to the gun here. Rowe wants to throw it downfield. Double move. He's got a man out there, but the throw is just a little too long. Again, with the way they ran the football in their last drive, coaches always like to take that big shot after a turnover, but when he just plugged it down the field against Clare on that last drive, you still have time to keep the ball on the ground. If you get this touchdown here towards the end of the third quarter, in my opinion, there's 1:04 left to go in quarter number 3. Second down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon at their own 47-yard line. Clare leads it 33-14. Rowe dropping back. He's going to throw the screen over the middle. There's some blockers out there. It'll be first down yards and a big broken tackle out there from Luke Hansen. He's going to be just outside the 30-yard line before he's brought down. An excellent extra effort out there from Hansen to pick up some extra yardage. Again, all of our other ultra locals are up big. Ithaca up big. Mount Pleasant 1 big. Beale City up big. Shepherd is in action tomorrow at Sault Ste. Marie. Sacred Heart Academy is hosting Bishop Foley. Again, I'll have the results for you on our Facebook, but won't be there. It's got a big wedding for my buddy Alan Marshall tomorrow that I'll be officiating. Look through the bubble screen. It's intercepted. Coming up with the interception is going to be big number 54, Gunnar West. He barrels over a tackler. Now he's inside the 30. He wants to take it all the way. He gets one block. He's pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Gunnar West, the defensive tackle, runs underneath the interception, and then he bulldozes forward for about 50 yards on the return. Woo! Gunnar West has had himself a game. I still think Cruz Camp has got to be our defensive player of the game, but what a pick and run from Mr. Gunnar West there. And the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage as well. What an effort there on that run back from Mr. Gunnar West. I have called his name a lot. Comes up with the INT and the run back. And now, Claire, again, you can put the nail in the coffin proverbially a little bit here. The way Brandon's been able to move the football, if you go back up by 4 scores, it's already 3 scores still here with that 19-point game. Alexander lined up in the gun. They send a man in motion. It's Weeks. We've got a flag on the field. It's going to be a false start. So instead of 1st and goal from the 3, it'll be 1st and goal from the 8. But what the presence of mind, if you're Gunnar West, I feel like you kind of looked up and the football was falling right into your hands. But what was the most impressive is what he did after the big man. Actually, they're saying it was 64 out there. And that's the second time I've done this in 2 weeks. That was Hunter Smith with the return. But 54-64, I'll give myself a little bit of a break right there. But for those of you watching up at the TOT, again, my bad from this guy. But Hunter Smith with the big catch and run. Shotgun look for Alexander. Now 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line. Man in motion is Weeks. He's going to turn back. They're going to run the option with him. Alexander cuts it up the middle, dives forward to the 1, extends the ball, but it'll be brought down just outside the goal line. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal for the Pioneers. Not many drives that start at your opponent's 3-yard line. And I don't think Clare is going to have to run a play here. Heading to the 4th quarter. Yep, they will not have to. As the clock ticks down, it's 33-14 as we head to quarter number 4. The Clare defense has made some monster plays in this game. Their offense has been solid. We have got 3 touchdown throws from Mr. Alexander just in the 3rd quarter. It's 33-14 heading to the 4th quarter. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Spotman alongside Mike Verlager. Jack Verlager helped me out here with the camera duties. We're starting the 4th quarter in a really good situation for the Pioneers. They're up 33-14. They have got it 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Big-time effort from Dane Alexander. Dove towards the end zone. Did not quite punch it in. Much love going out to some of our sponsors. Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai, Banga, and Bradley, Brickner and Bunkner, Farm Bureau Insurance Group, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, and Weefridge Financial. Run all the way for Alexander. He pours it into the end zone this time. Touchdown, Pioneers. And again, that doesn't close the door necessarily, but it makes it nearly impossible for Ortonville Brandon to come back in this one. Ortonville Brandon's successful drives have been on the ground. You go back to that first half, they had 2 plays that were over 10, 2 drives that were over 10 plays. And this half, they had 1 drive that was 9 plays. Other than that, it's been 3 and outs. It's been turnovers. It has been Clare getting the ball back to their offense very, very quickly. Braden Humphrey out there for the extra point from Clare. Snap, good. Hold is good. It is now 40-14. The Pioneers on top. And you think about their 39-21 win last week over Grayling. It was 39-7. Some younger guys coming into the game. Grayling able to take advantage of that a little bit. But two not yet an impressive win, but it looks like 2 big wins for Clare as they open up this season. But again, we're not done here yet. Ortonville Brandon still got something to say, but again, it's 26 points. We're now at the point where it's 4 scores, or I guess 3 scores and 2-point conversions that you'd have to get. It's going to be desperate times for Ortonville Brandon when they get the ball back. And if we do see them turn it back over to Clare, I do think what we will see then is Clare really taking the air out of the football. But again, you've seen Coach Spranger. If Ortonville Brandon's going to load the box, he's not going to be afraid to throw it out the flat or throw it downfield. I tell you what, Dane Alexander has covered a whole lot of real estate out there tonight, throwing the ball, running the ball, even had that long touchdown run called back. That whole lot of real estate out there brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman, and Associates. And could start to see some replacements into the game now for Clare with the big lead and everybody wanting to get that opportunity here at Kelly Short Stadium and Herb DeRomedy Field. Those substitutions are brought to you by Mount Pleasant Automotive. They've got the substitution of the replacement part for your car. Humphrey with the kickoff. It's going to almost go over the head, and it's actually fumbled, picked up at the 6-yard line. A returner trying to find some room to the far side of the field. It's McNear. He's going to be brought down at the 12. The ball comes loose. The ball comes loose. Poking it out of there was Mr. Merrick Mikulski. Pardon me if I butchered that name, but he forced the fumble. I didn't see who came up with it, but a big-time tackle and another turnover for Ortonville Brandon, and it was a great effort from McNear to try and get to that far side of the field after he mishandled that. But Clare's going to take right back over. 11:49 left to go in the 4th quarter after the fumble on the kickoff. And if you are Clare, now you can really, really take the air out of the football. And Parker Smith is going to be in at quarterback. At running back is going to be Donovan Hoogerhide. We're lining up at the slot. It's Conan Weeks. Lined up wide is also going to remain Talon Hurt. You've got Halachek lined up to the right side, our far side of the field. It's Parker Smith, senior's now out there at quarterback. They're going to send Halachek in motion, hand it off to Hooker. Actually, it's a great fake. Now they pitch it to Halachek. Tries to find some room around the outside. He's going to dance inside the 15, falls down at the 10. It was a really good job at the end of that run by Halachek to just kind of knife his way in between 3-4 defenders from Ortonville Brandon to pick up an extra yard or 2. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. 11:25 left to go in our ball game. And if you're Clare, you want to take all the time you can here. And if you punch it into the end zone, you are really going to have control of this game. It's a 26-point lead right now for the Pioneers. Got our other 3 ultra locals in action tonight. Going to be victorious, all winning big. Beale City winning big. Ithaca winning big. Mount Pleasant winning big. And now I could say Clare winning big. 40-14. 10:55 left to go. Send a man in motion. It's Conan Weeks. They hand it off to Hoogerhide up the middle. He's looking for some space. It's not there. Again, he fights and fights and fights and may have picked up an extra yard or 2 there. Wait to see on the spot. Actually, they might drop him back a half yard. Call it 3rd down and 2 here from the 9-yard line if you're Clare. Probably 4 down territory unless you really want to get some working on the kicking game. If Humphrey can come out there and plug in a field goal. 20 seconds on the play clock. If you're Parker Smith in the offense, you're going to take all the time you can on each and every play here. Smith looks to the right, looks to the left, make sure everybody is set, ready to go. Man in motion. Going to pitch it to him, trying to find some space out there is Galvesi. He's going to be brought down at the 11, actually pushed back a little bit by the Ortonville Brandon defense. You got some younger players coming in, getting some run right now for Clare. It's now going to bring up 4th down, and we're going to call it 3. Parker Smith looking to the sideline to get the play from Coach Springer. And if you're Coach Springer, the main thing right now is when we run this play, we only want 1 or 2 seconds left on the play clock. As there's 9:43 left to go in our ball game, it's a 26-point lead for Clare. They lead at 40-14 here at this really special opportunity at Kelly Short Stadium. And they're now trotting out the field goal unit here. I don't think they're going to have enough time to actually set it up. I think they're going to have to take a timeout before 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and it will be a timeout coming from Coach Springer. And wanted to make I wonder if that was the kids actually kind of saying, hey, we want to kick the field goal here on this one. Let's give it a shot. And so they kind of trot them out there at the last second. Does force them to call a timeout. We'll keep things right here. 40-14 our score. Run through our main sponsors again to continue to give them love. Barbary Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction. Along with J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. When you think about doing business in the Mid-Michigan area, think about those folks who are supporting the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and in turn supporting these great kids that we have got out here performing. 9:24 left in the fourth quarter. Clare leads at 40-14. See if they do trot back out there for the extra point, and they will. Alexander with the hold, Sabish with the long snap, and out there looking for, we're going to call it the 28-yard field goal, is Mr. Braden Humphrey. See if Ortonville Brandon really puts on some pressure here. They do. It's a high snap. Humphrey gets it down. It's up. It is going to be good. Humphrey cashes it in. 28-yard field goal. And that's another one of those small things. It'd be one thing for them to kick a field goal up in Clare, but to be able to kick a field goal here at Kelly Short Stadium, that is something that Mr. Braden Humphrey is never, ever going to forget. So essentially back-to-back possessions there. The Hunter will go back. You've got the Hunter Smith interception and return. Then he had the quick touchdown from Alexander. And then the next play was fumbled on the kickoff, not even another play from scrimmage. It is 43-14 Clare with 9:21 left to go in our fourth quarter. It's crazy to think this game was 14-7 at the half. It was a 65-yard touchdown from Mr. Dane Alexander to Parker Smith. Then Hooger Hyde forced the fumble with the strip sack recovered by Clare. And then it was Alexander to Halachek. And then Cruzcamp with the sack to force the punt. Then it was Alexander to Weeks for 54 yards. And then we did see Ortonville Brandon put together a drive for a touchdown. Clare actually fumbled it back to him. But then the Hunter Smith interception, the Alexander touchdown run, the fumbled kickoff, and then the 20-yard field goal. That's got us at 43-14. Oh, a big hit out there. The ball is loose. J&J Auto collision report. Woo, baby. I want to say the way they're coming off the field, the way they're giving some dap with the hit out there, I believe that was big Brendan Burton. But you talk about the J&J Auto collision report. Burton just absolutely leveling the would-be returner. And those are the type of things I feel like happen when one team stops playing a little bit and the other team is still out there clicking on all cylinders. You got to keep your head on a swivel or you're going to get knocked down pretty quick, and that's what happened out there. 9:15 left to go. Ortonville Brandon is going to take over at their own 35-yard line. And that's the other thing I'll say about a good, clean hit in football. There's nobody down on the field after that hard hit because it was a good, clean hit. Another timeout on the field. We've worked through most of our breaks here. I'll continue to thank some more of our great sponsors. The Fisher Companies. Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric. Big shot to Brad Gross. The Aggies moving to 2-0. Big win over Manton tonight, or finishing up that win versus Manton. More love. Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, almost up north, and Stitches for Britches. The Clare Pioneer Gear headquarters. Also love going to Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Boomer's Lawn Care, Barry Funeral Home, Dog Central, Sydney's Judge's Bench, the Beale City Village Store, Smith & Sons, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Isabella Community Sportsplex, Maury Courts, Martin Ice Arena, and the Maury Gymnastics Center. Dance again. Dressel consignment shop in Wademan. Carol Lynch has got you hooked up. You don't need to go a long ways to get that dress for homecoming and snowball and then prom all coming up. She's got you set up for all of them. And Bay City John Glenn over Elma 49-14. 42-0 over Elma. And Gladwin with a big win. Or Spring Lake falls to Gladwin. So Gladwin 0-2 now. Or actually, I'm goofing up the scores. Mike Verlager's trying to get me. We'll get to him after this play. But big shot to him and Jackson Verlager for helping me out. Score updates and all on the camera. Hand off to Hoogerhide. Spins off a tackle. Tries to get first down yards. The ball came loose again. The ball is getting slippery here in the late going. Waiting, and it will be Ortonville Brandon football on another fumble. So let's see here. You got 1 fumble, 2 fumbles, 3 fumbles, and 4 fumbles. Yeah, the old Spockman mash. Shout out to Jem Bukovich. 3 fumbles and an INT. I guess you also got to count the fumble kickoff. And so a lot of slippery turnovers here on this drive. First down and 10 now for Ortonville Brandon. All right, let's see if we can get this. Spring Lake 49-14 over Gladwin. Big win for Spring Lake. And the Jack Pine one maybe a little down this year with Gladwin. I think 0-2 for the first time in a while now. I have to double check that. Handoff now on the counter play as Ortonville Brandon's looking to find some room. Another big hit out there. Once again on that hit was Brendan Burton. Again, he is continuing to play really, really hard out there. Second down now, 8:50 left to go in our ball game. The Airs kind of came out of the stadium here a little bit at this one with the big lead, a couple turnovers going back and forth. Substitutions now coming in for Clare defensively. Those replacement parts, those substitutions, were brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive, and it looks like Clare might have had too many guys on the field. Yeah, it might have been 12 out there. We do have the flag down. The clock will stop with 8:34 left to go in our fourth quarter. It's currently 2nd down and 6. Let's see what the exact play is. Or the exact call is, I should say. It's going to be a penalty actually going against, oh yeah, too many guys on the field. Pardon me, I'm getting caught up with myself here. So it'll be first down for Ortonville Brandon after they mark off the yardage. Or they already did. It's going to be 2nd down. Shotgun look for Albert Rowe. Got 4 wide, 2 to his right, 2 to his left. They fake it one way, now go over to the far side of the field, looking for the double pass, but there defensively is Clare. Now looking to turn it all the way to the other side of the field is Luke Hansen. He's going to turn it into a first down. That is the slipperiness of Luke Hansen that we saw early in the game, but Clare did a really good job of kind of taking him out of the game plan as of late. He hasn't done much since that first quarter. First down will stop the clock for a moment. There's 8:14 left to go in our ball game. 43-14, Clare with the lead. First down and 10 for Ortonville Brandon, just inside their own 40-yard line. Rowe calling out some signals. Got 2 wide stacked to the near side. 2 wide receivers lined up to the far side. They're going to hand this one off. Solid running room up the middle for the ball carrier, Watton, before he's brought down. Could be first down yardage. But again, some substitutions coming in for Clare. You're at the point now, if you're Coach Springer, you want to get everybody out there, get some playing time. And in particular, when you're able to play here at this venue at Central Michigan University, you want to make sure everybody gets a chance to experience Herb Duramity Field. First down to 10, 7:50 left to go now, fourth quarter. Fake the handoff, throw it over the middle. It's going to be caught. Looking for a little running room out there is Brialette. It's going to be brought down after first down yardage is picked up. Clock will stop for a moment, then continue to run. 7:40 left to go in quarter number 4. Clare in control, up 43-14 in a turnover-filled second half here. Couple wingbacks out there now. Send one in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. Running to the near side here. That is Luke Hansen with the run. He's going to be tripped up after a gain of 3 or 4. Now, a little extracurricular activity out there, which nobody needs in a game with a score like this. And we do have a player down for Clare. He actually may have gotten stepped on They've gotten stepped on at that last second there, and so we are going to have a player down for a moment. So we will send it out to a commercial break right here to make sure everything is all right. It is 43-14, Clare with the lead. There's 7:14 left to go in our ball game. This one's kind of got the final penciled in a little bit, but we'll see what that final score is. Clare in control, 43-14. Back with more of the fourth quarter right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. 43-14 is our score. Clare on top of Ortonville Brandon. Ortonville Brandon with the football. Able to march it a little bit on this drive. But for Clare, none of that really matters. One thing you don't want if you're Clare is what we just saw with an injured player on the field at this point. Shotgun look, Rowe looking to throw it downfield, launches it towards the end zone. A couple defenders out there, almost brought in by those Parker Smith and Andrew Marino out there. Neither of them were able to come up with it, but they knock it away from the would-be wide receiver. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for Ortonville Brandon. 6:59 left to go in quarter number 4. And what a venue. What a night for all of these kids out here. Even if you're Ortonville Brandon, this experience of being able to come up here and play underneath these lights, play on this field, just really, really cool stuff. But if you're Clare, you're getting all the benefits. You get the game, you get it here, and you're going to be able to get the W. Nice open field tackle from Moreno as he brings down the ball carrier. It'll still be 1st down yardage, though, for Ortonville Brandon. That was a slippery move out there, though, from Albert Rowe, the quarterback. Chains are set. Clock continues to move. 6:50 left to go in our 4th quarter. Ortonville Brandon continues to not huddle. I don't know if we've seen either team in an actual huddle other than maybe on a 1st down play in this game. Fake it one way, now looking to roll out the other way. Look to throw it downfield. Throw goes towards the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down with 6:34 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Ortonville Brandon continuing to go to the air here. Try and get themselves back in this game, but it's going to be too little too late as it's a monster 29-point lead for Clare, 43-14. And with this one going, I guess a lot later than all of our other games, we'll have a very brief Bird All-American Grill post-game show. And we've talked about a lot of the stuff. The Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. Dylan Cruzcamp, unbelievable. He was all over the backfield for Clare, giving fits to Ortonville Brandon's backfield. This one's going to go out of bounds, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down and 10 and stop the clock again at 6:30 left to go in the 4th quarter. So our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Mr. Cruzcamp on the defensive line. Or Zayd Batchelder, baller of the game, going to Dane Alexander, pardon me, as he was just unbelievable. Threw 3 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter, threw for another one in the 1st half, ran for one as well that got called back, and then did have another running touchdown. So a big, big night for Alexander. I believe that's 5 TDs, 4 throwing, 1 rushing for the junior star quarterback for Clare. Here comes the 3rd down play. Rowe going to the air once again. He's pressured. He throws it towards the end zone. It's going to be knocked away. Great defense from Clare. Out there was the wide receiver, Bry Lett. He had to kind of come back for it, and when he did so, the Pioneers knocked it away. And so our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Mr. Dylan Cruzcamp. Our Zayd Batchelder baller of the game, Mr. Dane Alexander. Our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. That's a tough one. We had the 2 long touchdown passes from Weeks and Alexander. But I tell you what, the interception and the run that Hunter Smith had is something nobody's ever going to forget from Clare. And on the call, I thought it was Gunnar West for a moment, but to give me a little break, I'll say it's 54 and 64. Another throw downfield. It's going to be incomplete on fourth down. Another drop out there for Ortonville Brandon, it looked like. They have had a bunch of them here tonight. Now, I don't think the drops would have changed the outcome of this game, but it certainly would have made it a lot closer. 6:18 left to go in quarter number 4. Clare will take over at their own 26-yard line. And at this point, if you're Clare, you're thinking, give me 2 or 3 first downs, and let's get on out of here. Now, I'll even make the joke. I'm surprised Ortonville Brandon going to the air so much, kind of thinking the same thing. And they got the long ride back as we close in on 9:31. A big shout out to my dad, Don Spockman, who's watching the dog here tonight. A little late night for him as well. Conan Weeks trots back in offensively. At quarterback is Parker Smith. Remaining in the backfield with him is Donovan Hoogerhide. It's been Donovan, Dane, and Dylan that I've been calling all night long. And we'll have a timeout coming from Clare as they've got to reset things here and did not want to get that delay of game call. 43-14 the score, 6:18 left to go, fourth quarter. And our 3 other ultra-local teams already done and said. Beale City a winner, Ithaca a winner, Mount Pleasant a winner. 36-7, Ithaca won it. And Beale and Mount Pleasant, they both won it 35-0. So they got to the running clock and said, hey, let's head up on out of here and see what we can do. And I mentioned Gladwin falling to Spring Lake. So Gladwin has now lost to Flat Rock and Spring Lake. So watch out, Ogama Heights. You're probably going to see an 0-2 Gladwin team that's a lot better than that 0-2 record. But Ogama got to be the favorite as they won it last year and brought back a whole lot of dudes. First down and 10 play for Clare. 6:18 left to go in the fourth quarter. Kona Weeks goes in motion. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be a short gain. Actually, a gain of 5 or so for Mr. Donovan Hoogerhide. And now if you're Clare, you start to churn that clock a little bit. Now under 6 minutes remaining, still 30 seconds left on the play clock here. Actually might give me time to run through those title sponsors one more time. Again, you see their logos on the screen. They are the biggest supporters of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When you think about doing business in the Mid-Michigan area, think about seeing our friends at Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance at Clare, Weefrich Financial in downtown Mount Pleasant, Clark Modular Homes out on M20, The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, Bill's on Gover Parkway, Gates Drilling and Service in Shepherd, and Barbary Law in Mount Pleasant. Hand off to Hoogerhide that time. He goes nowhere. 5:25 left to go in the ball game. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Still some starters out there for Ortonville Brandon. Looks like some backups in there as well now. A lot of backups in there for Clare. So it looks like some of the offensive linemen out there, Peyton Duncan at his center position is still out there, and he's been absolutely fantastic. An offensive line for Clare. I haven't talked about him a lot, but I think, as they say, it's a sign of a good offensive line. Cage Greenfield, William Tate, Peyton Duncan, Nick Sabish, Hunter Smith, Gunnar West, and Brendan Burton have all been great on the offensive line here tonight. Hoogerhide's got to turn this one back inside. He gets across the 30-yard line for positive yardage, but he's going to be brought down after a gain of 1 or 2. Punting situation now coming up for Clare with it 4th and 4, I'm going to call it. 4:30 left to go in our ball game, and you're just outside your own 30. As I say that, Parker Smith calling out to play. But again, with this formation from Clare, we've seen him do it with Caden Kelly back in the day. They'll drop that punter back or quarterback back a couple more steps. And what that really does is makes it very difficult for Ortonville Brandon to get a returner back there. It is going to be fielded by Mr. Dimitri McNeil. There's going to be a flag on the play. This one's going to be called back. So wait to see what the flag is. But again, the clock is stopped with 4:01 left to go in quarter number 4. This game continues to drift further and further into this beautiful September Friday night. Offense back out there for Ortonville Brandon. They're not going to win this game, but again, playing here at CMU, there's just so much more to it. If you're a kid, if you're able to get into the end zone, if you're able to get that one catch, that one hit, that one big play on this field, is something that you are going to remember forever. The last time we saw Ortonville Brandon with it was 4 throws. I think they only had the ball for about 22 seconds total. Ortonville Brandon getting the play from the sideline. Going back under center now is going to be Albert Rowe. Oh, no, as I say that, he just walked up to the line, barked out some instructions, now trots back into the gun. Man in motion, they fake it to him. Now throw a little shovel pass over the middle. There is some room out there for Watt, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 8 or 9. Nice job by the Clare Pioneer defense, kind of piling up tacklers at the ball carrier. Clock will continue to run after that completion. 3:40 left to go in our ball game. And as I said, our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Let's just say we're in it right now, as this one is all for not the only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming is the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant. Second down and short now for Ortonville Brandon. 3:25 left to go. They'll go to the air. Rowe looking downfield. He's being chased. He's got to launch it up. There's a couple wide receivers there. It's going to be caught. Going up and making the catch is Luke Hansen. Big-time catch for Hansen. That'll give the Blackhawks a first down to keep the offense on the field, and we'll stop the clock for another moment here. 3:17 left to go in our fourth quarter. And both of these teams won big in week one. It's like a 56-0, 65-0 victory for Ortonville Brandon, but it was against Flint Southwestern, who won their first game last year, and they haven't won since. 3 minutes remaining as Rowe goes under center. Sent a man in motion, now looking to run the counter play. They go up the middle. Nice open field tackle out there. That was Burton bringing down the ball carrier. Brennan Burton, one of the captains of this team, again, having the time of his life playing out there, Herb Duramity Field here at Central Michigan University. Substitutions coming in. Cruz Camp coming out, and Cruz Camp is going to get a little clap from me here in the press box because, man, he had himself a fantastic game from his defensive end position. If it wasn't for Dylan Alexander, he could be in the running for Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. Be a first down carry here for Ortonville Brandon, just inside their 20, so that'll stop the clock for a moment while the chains reset. 2:22 left to go in our fourth quarter. If you're Clare, you'd love to keep Ortonville Brandon out of the end zone. If you're Ortonville Brandon, any one of these players, you just would love to relish the opportunity of scoring in the end zone with the maroon and gold and the Chippewas. Handoff goes to Luke Hansen. Tries to find that outside. A nice cutback. He's at the 10, brought down at the 5. Bringing down the ball carrier, giving chase on the play was William Tate. So now first down and goal for Ortonville Brandon. Just over 2 minutes left to go in our ball game. See if they can get into the end zone here. Make this one look a little bit prettier when you look at the score tomorrow at the Mid-Michigan Sports Network Facebook page. Yalvesi coming out. Okay, he's got a little hitch in the giddy up there. Handoff up the middle, piling forward for a touchdown. The ball's loose, but it's recovered in the end zone by Ortonville Brandon. And that's the moment that I was talking about right there. It is recovered in the end zone. I believe that was Gavin Rochester who recovered the fumble. And so a touchdown. Actually, you got a 58 out there on the, I don't have him on the roster, but what a moment out there as you recover the fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. The old lineman touchdown for Ortonville Brandon as we've got 1:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. It is now 43-20. Clare with the lead over Ortonville Brandon. And I don't know, part of me says I don't think we're going to see an onside kick here or anything, but we will find that out together in moments. But this game all for naught with just 1:53 left to go. And even if you went for 2 here, you would still need 3 TDs and 3 extra points if you're Ortonville Brandon. They are just going for the extra point here. The kick is up and is just going to be short of the goalpost. Score will remain 43-20. We're going to send it out to another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, we'll kind of wrap this one up. Let's just call it our Bird All-American Girl postgame show going on right now. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Back with more right after this.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Welcome to our Bird. Wait, no, the game's still going, but I'm going to call it the Bird All-American Girl postgame show. Again, this one running very, very late. Could be at 10 o'clock by the time this game is over. There's 1:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. The good news, Mid-Michigan Sports Network fans, it's been all Clare, especially in the second half. It was 14-7 Clare. In the first 3 minutes or so of that third quarter, Clare was able to put a couple touchdowns, or 3 touchdowns or so on the board. Let me go back and exactly look here again. They went up 33-7 with 6:49 left to go in that third quarter, and so 3 quick touchdowns. Here comes a little onside kick. It's going to be caught by Parker Smith. He downs it at the 40-yard line, and more of a pop-up onside there than anything, but that is going to set up Clare with first down and 10. If you're Ortonville Brandon, they still do have 3 timeouts remaining, and so I don't think we're going to see Clare come out and take a knee, but if they pick up a first down here, this one should wrap up. And again, if you're Ortonville Brandon, I think the fact that this game is at CMU is part of the reason why they just have not quit playing. Like I said, the moment you getting that touchdown is pretty darn cool. Doesn't matter what the score is when it happens. And mom and dad with a picture of you in the end zone at Kelly Short Stadium, it's always going to be a pretty special thing. Big shout out to Mike McPike and Amy Full and the crew for hosting this game. Parker Smith in the gun, and it does look like they are set to take the knee here. I don't think we'll see a timeout coming from Ortonville Brandon, but maybe we will. And I'm looking towards the Brandon sideline. We will not have a timeout being called. And so the clock will just continue to move here. And again, let's call this our Bird All-American Girl postgame show. I've talked about it a little bit. Our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Mr. Dylan Cruzcamp. He was all over the backfield, in particular in that first half when this game was still set in hand. Our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game got a number of plays to choose from. You got the 2 long touchdown tosses from Dane Alexander to Conan Weeks. Also got a long touchdown toss to Parker Smith. And you've also got that long interception return that almost went for a touchdown from Hunter Smith. And so, but all those kind of tied for our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. But our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game goes to Mr. Dane Alexander. He has now played 2 games at starting quarterback for Clare. They have won those games 39-7. 39-21, and now 43-20. So your first 2 games that you started as a quarterback for Clare, you've averaged 41 points per game. That will get it done in high school football. There is the final knee. That will wrap it up. We'll see the teams high-fiving again with this game going so late. This is our Bird All-American Girl postgame show. Our final, Clare 43, Ortonville Brandon 20. Again, tomorrow there is 2 games going on. Shepherd with the long trip up to the Sioux to take on Sault Ste. Marie. At home, Sacred Heart Academy taking on Bishop Foley coming up for the Detroit area. I will not be broadcasting those games as I've got a wedding that I'm officiating tomorrow for my main man, Alan Marshall, and his beautiful fiancee, Ryan. And so I will be keeping you updated on Facebook tomorrow with the scores from tonight and what goes down with that game. But our final, 43-20. The Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial, Mr. Dane Alexander. 5 touchdowns on the night for Clare. 43-20 our final. Chris Spockman signing off. Got some volleyball